forward. Nice tap by Lloyd, missed by Sutton. He's scrimping and scraping at ground level. Emerging from the contest, Gardner for the Sharks. Handballs on the outside to Bird. Kicks inside 50. Fisted away again. They'll run it out of defence. Good play, Ryan Marks Logan, who kicked 3 goals last week in their terrific 2-point win over Bomb Beach. Kicks the Bombers to the boundary. It'll be thrown back into play before Quentin Newton could get there for the Red and Blacks. But nice clearing kick by Ryan Marks Logan, who did start in defence last week, and then a wonderful move by Beau Muston, put him forward. Back into play. Tap down by Crow. Number of players at ground level. Squeeze forward. Free kick. The Bombers getting a lot of free kicks so far. Sorrento have given away the most free kicks in the comp according to our Premier Data stats so far this year. It's an area they'd probably like to clean up in their endeavours to win this contest today. Sam Fox with the footy. In short. Nice little pass. Finds a target on the wing on the outer side. Kicks it low and flat, it's Page. But he turns it over. And a good mark to Gladman, getting back at half-back, who's been one of the leading goal kickers for the Sharks this year with 8. Gladman on the outer side, hoists it long towards the boundary. Fox is there again, bouncing in front of him and Crode. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Two straight 12-0. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. We've played 10 minutes in the opening term. Haratuku beats Crode on this occasion. Taps to the front. Didn't really get a decisive advantage. Sutton feeds a hand pass out. Fox turns an opponent inside out and then gets the kick blanketed. Chance for Jackson of the Sharks. Then another hand pass comes out again to Greeley. Good play by the Bombers. They've got it forward of the play again. Kingsbury back to Greeley. Greeley half distance pass. The player marking on his own. Left half forward. This is Youngwood, who kicked 2 goals on debut last week. The 16-year-old looking for his 3rd goal in just his 2nd game. 25-degree angle, 40 metres out. What a start this would be if he's able to kick it. He misses behind. 2-1, 13-0. 12 minutes gone. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard as a heavily perspiring Mitch Hallahan comes off for a rest for the Sharks. Grant, the veteran, back into play. Heads to the outer side of the ground. Plenty of distance on the drop punt for the Sharks. But he turns it over straight to Haratuku for the Bombers. Marking, left half forward. He's kicked 5 goals for the Bombers so far this year. On the left, kicks down the line, in towards the pocket. Not a great kick. Not sure who he was aiming for. He certainly missed the target with that kick, the former Port Melbourne player. Luckily for him, it skids out of bounds. Boundary throw and deep inside attacking 50 at the Sorrento end where the Bombers are attacking this quarter and they lead by 13 points. Back into play. Good play prior. Couple of taps on it. Picked up by Kingsbury. Kingsbury driving again. A scrubby kick in towards the pocket. And taken over the line. Steinhardt, who's been a good pickup for Sorrento so far this year. It'll be a boundary throw in about 15 metres around from the goals. Just near the gum trees. Deep into attack again, the Bombers. Corp taps to the front. Falls to Pryor, though. Wobbles a kick inside 50. Cleared by Steinhardt. Gets the hand pass on the outside now. Looking to run their team out of defence. This is better play. Straight down the middle. On that occasion went Marston, but it's turned over again at halfback by the Bombers. Good floating hand pass, Marks Logan. Over the top to Bedford. Bedford to Marston in front of our commentary position. The former Hawk inside 50. Over the head of Corp. At the back, bucking into an open goal. Bounces it home. He was lurking with intent. He's kicked a great goal. The Bombers on fire at Dave McFarlane Reserve. Only played 13 minutes. 3-1, 19-0 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard and getting the good start they so badly needed as Corey Buchan hanging at the back. Outstanding goal. Kicks his 15th goal of the season. Lots of rotations for Sorrento. It's like the Nepean Highway. Alex Bird coming off for a rest. Mitch Hallahan comes back on. They need him to get into the contest. But it's been dominated by the Bombers so far. Tap down. Haratuku got it, but a hurry kick comes out from Gladman, who got the clearance for the Sharks, but Pickus is in the way at half-back. Gets the hand pass clear. They've got numbers at the back. Harnett receives defensively. Drives his team towards the wing. Greeley is there. Bouncing ball. Approaching half forward. Good play by Pryor. Heard the voice of Greeley. Got the kick partially smothered. Ricochets though to Wood. Back to Herituku. Kick was also blanketed. It's at centre half forward. Corpse there. This is a hand pass out for the Sharks. They'll get it away again through Fraser, but he overcooks it. Coming the other way, the Bombers. Bouncing ball towards the goal square. Knocked through by Grant. As the kick came from the long-sleeved Avery, who's in the side today. One of a couple of changes. Villas and also Amelfi out with injury. And they've been replaced by Avery and, of course, Bo Muston returning since round one. Grant back into play. 3-2, 20-0. Great Sydney gets Australia scoreboard. High kick. Good towering mark. Lunch outstanding. Thank you very much. And the mark is taken by Brigden at halfback. That's James Brigden. He drives the Sharks long. They're struggling to get the ball to half forward. The Bombers set up well behind the footy at the moment. Close to the boundary line. Page is there, the former skipper, when they played in a couple of grand finals in a row in 2016 and 2017. And he sees it over the line in front of the scoreboard. As Reece joins me after the Bombers hung on in the reserves. Good to see you, mate. Boundary throw in. Outer side of the ground. Tapped down by Herituku. Ball goes in the direction of Walker. He had the ball wrenched from the strong body of Harnett, and it'll be thrown up right on attacking 50 for the Sharks. Haven't been forward too often. They're kicking towards the Portsea end in this quarter. Gets a hand pass out court. Mitch Hallahan hard on the boundary, but he turns it over again, and they get numbers back at half back.
Chase Harris.
Chase Harris has taken the mark.
Boys.
Yes.
First year at the club.
Good to have him with the Bombers as he floats a kick down the line again. Bouncing ball, clean bowls. James Hallahan can't get into it yet. Jackson is there with his opponent for the Sharks. Sees it over the line again on the wing. Grove Centre gets Australia scoreboard 3-2, 20-0. HP&CP, Electrical Australia, our major sponsors today. Great to have them on board. It falls towards Corp. Taken in a tackle. Lost control of it. Well tackled by Sutton. And the contested footy, Reece, of your side, the Bombers at the moment, outstanding.
Yeah.
That's why they lead by 20 points at the 16.5-minute mark.
Yeah, it's certainly a strength, but it's going to be a great battle in the midfield today, Dan. Two of the best midfielders in the comp.
No doubt about that, as it's taken by Mitch Hallahan. Stripped in a tackle. And they've had the most free kicks against so far, Sorrento, and it's been the case so far today as the Bombers are winning a lot of them, and Herituku will win that free kick on the wing on the outer side or at half back, just behind the wing. Been pretty good so far, getting better with each game. High kick towards the wing. They've got the numbers getting back. Lloyd, the big spoil, puts it towards the boundary for the Sharks. Greeley lays a tackle close to the line. Yep. The umpire says, give it to me, boys.
Sorrento will be making a key for the rucks not to dominate today. Khan and Harry Pryor.
Even though they're second in the hitouts, 49 behind the Bombers, 380 to 331. Yeah, as Liam Fraser tried to get a boot to ball, went about 1 metre from that ruck contest for the Sharks, and the ball's dragged close to the 50-metre attacking line for the Bombers again.
Yeah, it's interesting that Big Sauce Crow is leading the hitouts for Sorrento. He's had a great year for them.
Pryor, Harnett. Brought down on a tackle. It should be holding the ball. The umpire says no, out of bounds. Tried to get boot to ball and got dragged down from behind.
Great start from the Bombers, Dan. We've had wins in the 19s and reserves, so looking to go 3 for 3.
Yeah, he came from behind in the under-19s. Sorrento have been quite competitive in the under-19s so far this year. No Daisy Thomas today, Reece?
Nah, no Daisy out there. Will Johnson played today.
How'd he go?
He was pretty good. Gave him
they need to get him back, of course. He played one game at the Saints and
big boy.
Got injured in the first 10 minutes, I think, in the heat in the opening round on Easter Saturday as the Bombers get another free kick from the ruck contest. Herituku again, left half forward, hoists it long towards the teeth of goal, fisted away at ground level. Rove, left foot snap by Newton. Around the body goes Quentin Newton, nicknamed Bert, and he kicks the 4th goal of the match for the Bombers. Well, I think he's nicknamed Bert. 4-2, 26-0. 18 minutes played in the opening quarter, and that's what you do as a small forward. You play front and square footy, and Quentin Newton's done it. And Sorrento in more trouble than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs in this opening quarter, Reece.
Yeah, terrific start, and that's great from Q, front and centre. That's his bread and butter. He's a very smart footballer. Young kid, and I've played a lot of footy with him myself. And, yeah, he's just natural footballer, reads the play really well.
Thrown up in the middle. Sharks still yet to score. Nearly 20 minutes gone in the term. Corp is there. Out of the middle again goes Fox, who's been good so far. Kicks to half forward. Waiting down is Greeley. Greeley skids along the turf to stop the ball from being smothered. Got numbers at the back, though, the Sharks. Jabrowski handballs out to Lloyd. Handball to King. Back to Jabrowski. Gets confronted, but he's cool to handball to Grant. Kicks to the wing again. Up goes Fox. Couldn't mark. At the drop, Harnett wins it back for the Bombers. Quick hand pass now to Chapman. The long kicking right foot. Long inside 50 again. No mark taken. Ball's in the goal square. Sorrento under the pump. They've got to try and concede it behind. Matt Harris fights hard to keep it alive for the Bombers. And eventually the Sharks concede it behind. 4-3, 27-0. Back into play. Hallahan, Mitch takes the mark. Kicks it low and flat towards the wing on the outer side. Mark dropped by Corp, running with the flight. Feeds a hand pass to Fraser, spinning by. Fraser kicks the Sharks down the line. Half forward on the outer side. Inside attacking 50. No one can grab the footy. Good contest at ground level, just inside the boundary. There's another reserves footballer, but the vice president of the Sorrento Footy Club's about to join us.
Great game, Ringer.
Oh. Thanks, Fuzz. I'm a bit past it, but I'll.
Nah,
how's the body, mate? All right?
Oh, I'll feel it tomorrow, Dan. What have I missed out here? Looks like Frankston have.
Yeah, they made a great
really
start,
well.
and Sorrento just struggling to get the ball forward.
Yep.
Great that Daisy Thomas played last week. That was wonderful for the competition. Great PR for the club as well.
He loved it, and we're hoping to have him back next week as well, the great man.
Was he a chance to play today?
It's just based on his schedule of media commitments and things. So next week he thinks he can make it, which is great. He'll train Thursday and play Saturday. So he just loves it.
Reserves or seniors?
Oh, most likely. I think he's enjoying the fun of actually kicking the footy around rather than the sort of pressure and everything of having to, play senior football and probably get back to the fitness standard and everything you've got to be at. So I think he's just happy coming down with a few of his mates down here. And
free kick here for Sorrento and James Hallahan, right half forward, hard on the boundary, misses to the right-hand side. But the Sharks are on the board, 4-3, 27-1 behind, 21 minutes played on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Need a big scalp ringer, don't you?
Yeah, look, we've gone close against some of these big scalps and then let us down not playing one quarter of footy. Mount Elias at Bomb Beach. Obviously this is another one where we probably haven't played the first quarter.
Drake back into play, but it's picked up by Walker. Walker into an open goal. Did well to rove at the front. Got the slip and steadied from 40 metres out. And that's a candidate for one of our goals of the day, thanks to Anytime Fitness from Michael Walker of the Sharks. And, the good luck charm, Anthony Ring has joined us at exactly the right time. 117 to 4-3, 27 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 20-point lead for the Bombers, close to quarter time.
Just no one at the feet of Khan there. And Mickey Walker, he's a quick player. He just took off, didn't he?
So Khan is playing back, is he? He's not.
A lot of ruck.
Okay.
It looks like we started.
I thought he was
prior forward and Khan in the ruck.
Looks like Pickers is on tap, Scott, too.
Yep.
Tap down in the middle of the ground, missed by Fox on this occasion. Working hard is Avery. Taken high.
Have we got our head-to-head with Mitch and Hartnett yet? Or not?
Yeah, it'd be good to see that those two go head-to-head, wouldn't
Mitch
it?
has given away a free kick. In fact, it'll go to the other long-sleeve player with the...
Bedford.
And that is Bedford getting the free kick.
He's
also got the dreadlocks. His handball's turned over, though, by Gladman, who gets upended but gets the hand pass on the outside towards Miles Paholke. Now to Mitch Hallahan. Hallahan driving long, bouncing ball to the goal square. 2 in a minute for the Sharks, and that's certainly a candidate for our goal of the day, Anytime Fitness. Good turnover, and when Mitch Hallahan gets on his own...
That was Mickey Walker again. He's contributed to both goals for Sorrento.
Getting heavily involved as well, but great goal by Mitch Hallahan on the outside. 2-1-13 to 4-3-27.
Geez, you've gone early with goal of the day, Dan. The first 2 goals have been goal of the day. We're only halfway through the first
Did
quarter.
we have any contenders down at the Bombers?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, okay.
Just keeping our sponsors happy with
I love it, mate. I love it.
Anytime Fitness, one of our great sponsors in recent
look like
weeks.
Pig and Flex
Tapped
are going
down
up
by
against each other
Haratuku. Clearance, Harnett. Quick give by hand to Fox. Kicks the half forward. Almost a mark. Not able to hang on to it, but doing well to hold up. Is Grant. It bounced off his chest. He then went in again, attacking side of the centre square for the Bombers to ensure it didn't get out. They've kicked the last two to get back in the game on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. They'll get another free kick, winning a lot of the clearances at the moment.
Great stuff from Fox.
The Bombers. Fox has been terrific so far, having the best start to a season. Kicks to half forward, fisted from behind. Good play by Sorrento at the front. Miles Paholke rose brilliantly on the outside. Quick kick comes out now. Iese takes the mark right in front of our commentary position. The kick came from Ethan King. Iese now looks to play on. Marks Logan tries to smother it. Not successful. Kicks inside 50. Taps Scott up miles too early. And Sam Drake takes an excellent defensive mark in the back pocket.
Unlike Tappy to go for a hanger.
Yeah, unlike it. Kicks towards the wing. But at the back, Crow dropped the mark he probably should have taken. Picked up by Pryor for the Bombers. Gets a hand pass free. Attacking it hard now is Newton. Quick give now to the man that looks like me, Greeley. Feeds on the outside to Pryor. Pryor drives the Bombers back inside 50. They lead by 14 points. And then Daniel Grant, went where Angels fear to tread right in front of opponents. Got a fist in there and put it through from behind.
He does that very well, Daniel. He kept getting back and puts his body on the line.
Defense, yeah.
It's called having an awareness, isn't it?
Very reliable with that. With that third, coming across and helping out.
4-4-28 to 2-1-13. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard hits the chest of Liam Fraser, one of the recruits this year for the Sharks from the Baldwin Footy Club. Kicks down the line. They lost a few this year, Baldwin, to the MP&FL, including Matthew North, who's at Mornington. Not his greatest kick. No, out of bounds on the full. The kick wasn't great either by the Bombers. Turnover taken now on this occasion by the Sharks. Quick kick and lowering the eyes. The mark taken by Tapscott. Receive from James Hallahan and Tapscott right half forward.
Who kicked goal of the day in the twos, Dan?
I didn't get a chance to
you might have gone close, You might have gone close, I think. That was terrific, mate.
Tell us about it, Rick.
It was Robbie Gray like.
It was,
Was
I
it?
was channeling Robbie Gray.
Really?
Back of the
Here's Tapscott, 55 out. We know he's a booming kicker. It's one of the reasons why he was drafted so early. He just misses to the right-hand side. That 2009 draft, they got Scully at 1, and then they got Tringove, Gisberts, Tapscott, Max Gorn, Jack Fitzpatrick. Back into play goes Ryan Marks Logan. Kicks high towards the outer side of the ground. No one can take the mark. Loose ball. Fox is there. He weighted down, but he can't find a handle. Opponent's after him now. Jackson. Turnover. Great play by Fraser to get the hand pass out towards Bird. Slips the tackle, but then kicks off the side of the boot. On a couple of occasions he's done that. And Chase Harris was there. Did he unintentionally get a finger on that? Could have maybe see it go out of bounds on the full. And it'll be thrown back into play as the Sharks start to dominate in the closing stages of this quarter.
Just slowed the game down a bit and got it back on their terms, which has helped them put a couple of goals on the board.
14-point lead at the back now. Mitch Hallahan's there on the left. Now, that is an outstanding goal. That's definitely a candidate goal of the day so far, Ringer.
I reckon that one's a candidate there, Dan.
That's what you call brilliant stoppage work from Mitch Hallahan at the back of the pack. The Bombers didn't quite know where he was. Lack of awareness there, and he just picked it up, snapped around the body, and certainly the anytime fitness candidate for goal of the day, which is with Mitch Hallahan at the moment, as the Sharks kick the last 3 to cut the margin to 8 points on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 4-4-28 to 3-2-20, 27 minutes played in the opening term.
Couldn't get a better day for footy, I reckon, though, boys.
It's terrific down here.
Not as hot as round one. It was steaming in round one, Dan.
You ran out of beer? Throwing up again. Tap down, Harnett going the wrong way, but another clearance for Alex Harnett. Swings around the body inside 50. Fisted down by Grant. Good play to the front of the pack. Pryor attacks it hard. Handballs out to Greeley. Handballs defensively to Harnett. Arches the back. He's at half forward. He drives it long. It's got the carry. It's got the carry, but it might have bounced the wrong way. No, it hasn't. It's gone through. And there is our goal of the day so far, boys. Anytime Fitness getting another mention. 5-4-34 to 3-2-20 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. I thought the ball was going to bounce back.
It looked like
over Nick Masters' head, but then it bounced away from him and went through.
It's certainly a head-to-head. They're going head-to-head at every stoppage.
That's right.
And
it's a shootout.
It's a shootout for sure between Harnett and Hallahan.
And you wouldn't want to watch it any other way, I don't think.
No, it's
local footy with the talent pool they've got now back in this level of footy.
Two of the best local footballs going around there.
That's right. Yep.
14-point lead. High-scoring game shootout. 5-4-34, 3-2-20. Close to quarter time. Harry Pryor wins it again and then manages to win the clearance, but the umpires plucked out a free kick to go the Sharks' way. And Mitch Hallahan, who's had a huge last 10 minutes of the game, takes the mark. Could be a candidate for best man on the ground. Kicks towards half forward. And it's fisted away by Drake. Did very, very well to get a decent fist on that opposed to Corp. A late spoil, which is what he's very good at. And, of course, best on ground thanks to Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
Yeah, he's a great one-on-one defender, Drakey. Very experienced head.
Yeah, very good player. Boundary throw-in to the front prior. Easy misses. Number of players milling around, 30 metres out from goal. Sorrento deep into attack at the Portsea end.
That's more the north. We'll call that the northern end, Dan.
Yeah, okay.
Portsea's that way.
Oh well, it's if you go down there, it's sort of in. But you're heading left, and then
you got to
here's
turn
a chance
around.
for a shot at goal.
No way.
Stoppage, another one.
Who's that?
For the Sharks.
Miles Paholke.
Miles
Miles Paholke, brilliant work from the stoppage. They've done that a couple of times, the Sharks, and Miles Paholke with his 8th goal of the season, as we were getting a geography lesson from the local Anthony Ring.
Can we call that the Hotel Sorrento?
All right, Hotel Sorrento, and they are your major sponsor.
The Conti Crane end.
Yeah.
I do know Portsea well. I've got a lot of cousins who've got houses down here.
You got a property on the cliff down there, Dan?
No.
Yeah.
But I've got a few cousins that have had houses down here over the years. We're from Wheel on the Wrecker.
I know him well. I know the house well.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's my mum's family.
Just name drop. I'm just going to get my foot down.
Back to 8 points. 5-4-34 to 4-2-26. Sam Fox wins it out of the centre again. He got the hand pass out. And Pickus then got the hand pass, but he was taken down at a tackle. And Sorrento starting to get a lot of free kicks. And Marcus Gardner was taken indiscriminately, and he'll get the free kick on the outer side. 8-point lead.
Tough free kick, but King is one of the best tacklers going around.
Kicks it high, inside 50. Fisted down to the front. Good roving by Chase Harris to Harnett. He delivers across the face. Mark taken by Bo Muston at half back. Muston delays the kick and wants to get Pryor to take the mark. Can't. Goes up one-handed. Good contest at ground level by Luke Brigden. Pryor wins it again. Good hands out to Matt Harris and to Sutton and to Greeley. Runs into one. Then he breaks the tackle put on him by Grant. Gets the hand pass out to Sutton. It was advantage and Sutton sprays the kick. The adrenaline was pumping by Sutton and he puts it out of bounds.
I thought this field umpire letting it go was the right call, and the other field umpire called that from back over there for too high. It was, I reckon, he ducked his head, and there was no malice or anything in it. It should have kept the play going there, and everyone stopped when he blew the whistle.
5-4-34 to 4-2-26, high-scoring opening term. Boundary throw-in again. Tap down to the front of the pack, won by Greeley. Gets the hand pass out. What an outstanding opening quarter of footy that was. A major sponsor today, HP&CP Electrical Australia. First quarter going 31.5 minutes. Thanks to Frankston Jeep. Got sponsors everywhere, Ring. We need you on board now. 5-4-34 to 4-2-26, an 8-point lead. And the Bombers started well, but Sorrento got better. And you must be happy that the team's just starting to work into their form after a really good win last week.
Yeah, the boys, obviously, we had a lot of Rosebud, schooled us in the first round. We lost a lot of players, and it's taken a few weeks. Blokes now playing roles they may have thought they weren't going to be playing, and and guys that maybe weren't expected to be playing senior footy are playing senior footy. So it takes a few weeks to start to gel and sort of get that new look almost team that now. But we're starting to get guys back, and then unfortunately lose Paholke and things like that. So he
hasn't ruled out the season, but it's going to be a long rehabilitation for him, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, all these boys, and it's good to give other guys opportunities as well, and guys have stepped up that have been given the opportunities and contributed. So we put together a 4-quarter effort last week, and hopefully that the first half of that quarter they put to bed and they can continue on. So it's good having guys competing for spots and things like that. And that's a good problem to have. It's
a great comp, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome comp. I love the fact of going every week and you don't know if you're going to win, lose or draw. There's no easy games.
No, that's exactly what we want. So it's quarter time. We'll take a break. Anthony Ring is with us. We'll have a number of different guest commentators right throughout the day. The Vice President and the man that is so important to this Sorrento Footy Club, 5-4-34 to 4-2-26. The margin 8 points at quarter time on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. HP&CP Electrical, our major sponsor. Also our mark of the day today, O'Brien Real Estate, our goal of the day. Well, we've mentioned quite a few goals already. Mitch Hallahan's snap was a beauty, and I think though that there was a long goal right on quarter time, which might almost be goal of the day too for the Bombers. So we'll certainly keep a close eye on those. But 5-4-34 to 4-2-26, 8-point lead to the Bombers. We'll be back with more shortly. Get your GameFace on. Great quarter of footy, one of the highlights of the season so far. Two really good sides. This is a very important 8-point game, basically. If Sorrento win, they go to 4-3 with the Bombers. If the Bombers win, they're 2 games clear of one of their big opponents in the quest to try and win the premiership this year, the Sorrento Sharks. In early days, it was all Bombers, 3-2 to nothing, but a good fight back late in the quarter by the Bombers. They kicked 4 of the last 6, and gee, there were some magnificent goals too, as we try and find a goal of the day for Anytime Fitness. Mark of the day today, O'Brien Real Estate. We'll go round the ground shortly for Jeff Wignall forward with branches in Frankston, Hastings and also Mornington. And naming rights sponsor HP&CP Electrical. And an 8-point lead on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard for the Bombers. All single goal kickers for them so far. Buchan to give him 14 for the season. Harnett, Newton, Muston and Matthew Harris. And for Sorrento, 2 to Mitch Hallahan, including a magnificent goal where he was just careering at the back of the stoppage and snapped on the left. He had a really influential last 15 minutes of the quarter and a candidate for our Telstra Business Technology Centre Melbourne South Best on Ground Award today. Also a goal to Michael Walker, kicked their first goal to get them going. And Miles Paholke kicked a magnificent goal on the run as well as he starts to get into his work after 3 years with the Adelaide Crows, playing 16 senior matches with Adelaide. So an 8-point lead and a really good game of footy. Dominating in the ruck at the moment, as they have throughout most of the year, leading the hit-outs, the Bombers, through Pryor and Heratuku. G'day, Tom.
How's it going?
Good to have you with us. And we've got one of the greats of the AFL good enough to join us today too, who, well, I don't know what time the flight was, because he was in Brisbane last night, and he's driven all the way down to Sorrento to watch the footy. And, of course, Richmond champion Tom Lynch. Great to have you with us, Tom.
Thanks for having me on. Us. Yeah, we got away about 9 o'clock this morning, so it was a good opportunity to come down and watch Sorrento. I haven't seen him play this year, so I was looking forward to coming down. It's a beautiful day as well.
It is. Bad luck about last night. Good game of footy, though.
Yeah, it was. They're obviously a quality side, and they're pretty strong in the midfield, so they sort of gave us a little bit of touch-up through there. But there's a few positives out of it for us. Obviously, we would like to be playing a bit better than we are, but we feel like we're building towards playing our best footy, and they were far too strong last night. Well,
they've still got half a dozen to come up and come back, so you just stay with us for a couple of minutes as we try and get this quarter underway. It's a really good game of footy out here too. Two wonderful sides, 5-4-34 to 4-2-26, and there'll be a secondary bounce. Yeah, the injuries have really hit you, haven't they? And the young guys are going okay, but they're still developing, aren't they?
Yeah, I think every club's got injuries at the moment. I think it's just been concentrated on one line for our midfields at the moment. So we've got probably 5 or 6 mids out at the moment. So, but I think it's been great. Collie Dawkins has come in. We've been really keen to get him in throughout the last couple of years and hasn't had a chance, and he's playing some really good footy. So there's definitely positives to having those guys out and added responsibility with these younger guys.
And Liam Baker, of course, has had to take on a new responsibility. And who thought he could play midfield like he's playing?
Oh, he's unbelievable. He came into the club as a forward pocket and he went back. I didn't think he'd be able to play back, but he played that very well, and now he's in midfield. So he's just a really good footballer, I think. He's clean, he makes a good decision. He's a little ripper.
The Bombers managed to repel from defence. Drake was involved really as well, and they kicked to the outer wing. 8-point lead, opening minute. Richmond star Tom Lynch, former Gold Coast star, and of course started his footy down here at Sorrento, and then was picked up by the Dandenong Stingrays before getting into the AFL. And dual premiership player now. His Tigers having a tough old year, 5-5, but it's a pretty even competition. Do you still feel your best footy's in front of you?
Yeah, we do. We felt like certainly since I've been at the club, we've played our best footy in the second half of the year, but one thing we just can't wait for that to happen. So we've got to make sure we're doing everything right, trying to get ourselves playing better footy. And we felt like the last few weeks we have, obviously the result wasn't what we wanted last night, but it was always going to be a tough assignment up there against a really good quality opposition. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting a few back probably next week and hopefully build in the second half of the year.
They talk about peaking, but you've still got to win enough games, don't you? Do you believe in that, or do you think that that can be a load of rubbish at times?
In terms of peaking?
Yeah.
Oh, I think in 2018, Richmond was probably, obviously before my time there, they felt like they did peak a bit too early.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to win every game, but
you do.
I think we really need to start getting some games, getting some wins together, and trying to get on a bit of a roll, because you don't want to leave your run too late and unfortunately miss the finals, or you really want to be pushing for that top 4. So I think we need to start playing a better footy now.
Bombers a bit cleaner around the outer side. Greeley again winning a stoppage, and he hit Khan Heratuku right half forward, the left footer, looking to kick his 6th goal this year and give the Bombers a 14-point lead at the 2.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Grove City gets Australia's scoreboard. He misses to the Sorrento Hotel end. I thought it was the Portsea end, Tom. I do know this area pretty well, but I've been told it's not north enough. 4-2-26 to 5-5-35. It's a 9-point lead for the Bombers at the moment. Do you keep a close eye on what Sorrento are doing?
Yeah, definitely. I love getting down and watching games. As I said, it's my first game this year, just with the fixtures being a little bit difficult so far. But local footy's great to come back to, and a day like today, nothing better really.
And do you keep an eye on your old team, the Gold Coast? There's not that many left. They named their team of the decade 10 years ago, and you got a spot in that. There was criticism about that. Was that a bit unnerving, or you didn't worry about it too much? Because so many of the players, of course, have left. But, I mean, you're still part of history, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I think it was... I was obviously honoured to be part of that team. Mark Evans, the CEO, messaged me and let me know, so I thought it was really nice. And, it was obviously keep an eye on them. I've got a lot of good mates there. Not as much, obviously a lot of left now, but sort of Dave Swallow, Jared Witts, guys I'm really close to. So, yeah, I wish them all the best, and hopefully they have a good win this weekend down in Geelong. That'd be nice for us.
Well, yeah, that big opportunity for them this afternoon. It certainly would help you guys because it puts you a bit closer to Geelong. The Bulldogs in Melbourne, of course, have cleared out a bit, but it's still a reasonably tight comp. And you need GWS to lose to West Coast as well. We're already starting to barrack, and we're not even halfway mark of the year. We normally worry about that in the last 2 or 3 games, Tom, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I think it's a bit of sign we need to sort of get on a bit of a roll now and start playing some better footy.
Here's Bo Muston breaking a tackle. Wobbly kick to full forward. Buchan has the field to beat. And now Sorrento have the numbers to try and clear out a defence. They do. King, opportunity, under pressure. Gets the hand pass on the inside. Good running by Sorrento. Down the wing now. James Brigden, who's playing forward, can't take the mark. Attacking the other ways, young Seth Harris. Slipped over, 2-on-1 against. Now it's picked up close to the boundary by Walker. Feeds a hand pass inside to Brigden. He's going to kick a goal. Oh, he does! Ringer, there's another candidate for any time fitness goal of the day off the edge of the boot, and there's the defender kicking a goal. And I dare say, Tom, when your teammates do it at the Tigers, it's always a special occasion. And well done, James Brigden. The first goal of the second quarter to Sorrento, 5-2-32. I've got Portsea on my mind, 5-5-35 at the 5-minute mark on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
Yeah,
who's a defender at your club that loves to kick a goal?
Oh, I think they all do. Jaden Short loves to get in the handball.
He does.
Grimesy would love to, but he gets nowhere near it. I think he had 1 shot last year and sprayed it, so I reckon he's no chance. But I think any good defender, they love getting up forward. And certainly when a defender's kicked a goal on me, he's letting me know about it throughout the years.
I can imagine.
You've been up to Dillon's Winery?
Yeah, I have. It's Mount Macedon Winery, it's called. Yep. Obviously, it's out Mount Macedon. It's a beautiful winery. He's done a great job, him and his wife, Alicia Grimes. So they got a full...
Here's Harnett, bouncing ball. That might go through. There's another goal of the day. We're going to try and pick this a bit later. I might come and see you, Tom, and if you've watched enough of it, which I'm sure you would, we're going to pick our goal of the day. And all these long bombs out of the middle. And Alex Harnett having a huge influence, the former Frankston Dolphin player. And it's a 9-point lead again, 6-5-41, 5-2-32. It's a shootout. 8 minutes gone in the second quarter. Before I let you go, Tom, the game's changed a lot this year. It's longer quarters. It seems to be a lot more open. Do you like that as a forward?
Yeah, obviously a forward. I don't think any forward loved the shorter game time last year. Teams could defend for a lot longer. So
yeah, they could.
I think it's been good changes. I think footy's been really great this year. I think there's been plenty of positivity from the fans. So and it's just great to be back at the G playing footy.
Good on you, Tom. Great to have you with us. I know you're down having a bit of a break over the weekend, seeing the family. Wonderful to see you at the local footy. Good luck for the rest of the season for the Tigers, and I dare say that they'll be there when the whips are cracking. Well done. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers.
Tom Lynch, one of the greats of the Richmond Footy Club and a Sorrento local, joining us. Really appreciate him coming in. He's here to watch the footy today. He's come from Brisbane this morning after the Tigers were beaten, as they've got the footy in the last line of defence, the Bombers. They deliver down the line. And Sam Pickus takes the mark at half-back. He kicks down the line again. Big fist over the boundary. Thank you, Ringer, for organising that. 6-5-41 to 5-2-32. 7 minutes played in the second quarter. Great for the competition. Great to see him here too, considering he was in Brisbane at 9 o'clock this morning, Ringer.
Yeah, he jumped on a 9 a.m. flight. He landed about 11 and shot straight down. So he would have missed the twos goal of the day, unfortunately, but... That's all right.
We've got to find an award there, I think. I'll have to get Glenn onto that.
Yeah, Fuzz's old boy loves it. Senior Fuzz.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, he does. He's been having a chat to us.
Yeah.
There's, again, Sorrento have an opportunity here on the outer side. Steinhardt receives a hand pass, kicks down the line. All the play's been on the outer side this quarter. I think there must be an instruction, as there'll be a ball up just outside attacking 50 for the Sharks at the Sorrento end, that the Bombers will play the outer side this quarter.
Hearing our voice.
Well, maybe they are. 9-point lead. Probably sick of hearing my voice, not yours, mate. Down the line. And Steinhardt will... In fact, it's going to be a free kick going the way of Greeley.
Paid that for blocking.
You know you've conceded the most free kicks in the comp. In short now to Harnett. He turns around, gets past his opponent, drives long to half forward. That's an excellent mark by Luke Brigden, who's a reliable lockdown defender. Takes the mark, goes back to full-back. Not a good kick. Not a good kick at all. He tried to go back and square it up. It's kept alive by the Bombers. Hard on the boundary. Little left foot kick from Muston. Now to Herituku. Now to Harnett. Kicks around the body. Wobbly ball goes across the face. And out of bounds. Maybe Luke Brigden, the man needs to know his limitations. Straight down the line.
Look, I don't mind the boys taking the game on. You're going to make mistakes, you know. It's,
You are.
And it's part of footy and part of life, and it's flush it and move on again. But I think if you make a mistake and then never do it again, you're never going to improve. So.
Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 9-point lead for the Bombers at the moment. They've got the ball at half back. Sam Fox tried to get it, does well to beat a couple of opponents, and then it's held up. It's a good contest at centre half forward for the Bombers. How important have your sponsors been in the last 18 months to stick fat, considering COVID's been pretty tough for everyone?
Last year, we sort of obviously it all, we were in the process of getting sponsors on board and taking payments and things, and then COVID shut it all down. And lucky enough that as the world went, some businesses boomed and other businesses managed to, were hanging on with being shut down. So the ones that seemed to do well were really.
I reckon the coffee shops did really well. They were thinking outside the square, weren't they? They found a way, didn't they? Yeah.
Anyone that worked in pharma seemed to. Anyone that worked in medicine and pharmacy seemed to do all right. Unfortunately, we're not sponsored by anyone like Johnson & Johnson or anyone. But look, the guys that stayed on their feet and still were able to turn a dollar, still were able to help out in some capacity. So it was that was very appreciated.
Tap down. It's at half forward at the moment for the Bombers. It's cleared out of defence by Sorrento, but in the way Pryor in front of our commentary position. Starting to have a big influence. His team 9 points up in short. Harnett there. Had a fisted away by Hallahan. Taken by Walker. Shrugs the Harnett tackle. Gets the hand pass out. Not a great kick on that occasion, but it may work for Kenneth King, the second gamer, and he finds Brigden. Didn't look great off the boot by the second gamer, but it finds a target. You don't find the name Ken too often, do you, among young people? It's normally Jai or Axel.
Kenny King, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny's great.
Kenny.
Yeah. He's
what a name, Kenny
King.
King.
He's probably the smallest bloke on the field with the biggest heart.
Great.
So he never shies away from a contest. I've seen him being ragdolled a lot, and he bounces back up. He's made of rubber, I think. Ambitious kick from.
55 metres out. It's not a bad effort. You got it. He just sneaks it through for a behind on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and it's 5-3-33 to 6-5-41. But he took ownership of it, so you've got to admire him for that.
No, that's right. If you're going to have a shot from there, you make sure you make the distance and hit it and give it your best.
HP&CP Electrical Australia, our major sponsor today of the coverage. And it is an 8-point lead. It's a really good game of footy, although it's been closed down a bit. Just 1 goal apiece so far in this quarter after 9 goals in the opening term. Mitch Hallahan's kicked 2 and has been so important for his team so far.
Hartnett's kicked a couple as well.
Yeah, he's been great, Harnett. Been wonderful. He must be a candidate for the best on ground Telstra Business Centre.
They're both so strong through their core. They break tackles.
They are.
That's the best attribute of both of them.
Ryan marks Logan in short to Page, who dropped a mark he should have taken and hangs his head. And the ball still deep in the attacking 50 for the Sharks at the Sorrento end.
A lot of perceived pressure, the way that both teams are playing. Everyone feels under pressure all the time, and that's forces little errors like that.
It was a nervous kick, and there was a nervous attempt to mark, even though he was clear by the former skipper Page of the Bombers then.
Yep.
Boundary throw-in, 8-point lead, taken by Corp, and then a chance for a shot at goal hard on the boundary. Has that been kicked?
He's called a ball up.
Ball up, has he?
He's called not 15. And then the ball up.
Right, fair enough.
It's very odd. I think he sort of blew the whistle and then thought, shit, what do? I'll just call the ball up. It probably wasn't 15, to be fair.
A little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
It probably didn't go the distance that Jeremy Cameron's kick did a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that was talking of unlucky.
Yeah, here's Miles Paholke having a shot at goal. He was tucked in the boundary, through for a behind.
All I saw was that was footy karma from the Brisbane game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, absolutely was. 6-5-41 to 5-4-34.
And wasn't he good last night, that young fella?
Bailey. He's going beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's going
to be a star.
Taken on the wing. Ethan King gets bustled off it.
Hold it.
Under immense pressure is Quentin Newton. Picked up now by Luke Brigden. He just throws it on the boot. Kicks to half forward. Loose ball again. Goes close to the boundary. Shannon Gladman trying to keep control of it. Tumbles over, but at least ensure the ball goes out of bounds in his pink boots at half forward. Yeah, he's a very good player now, Zach Bailey. Very good.
Yeah, no, he's a star in the making, I think, that young fella.
They might nearly be ready, the Lions. They're coming, aren't they? They've been terrific after a slow start.
They have been.
Boundary throw-in. At the back now, charging after it is Walker. Got brought down at a tackle. Got it to James Hallahan. Breaks the tackle. Gets the hand pass out very quickly to Gladman. Had to get rid of it in a hurry. The pressure's on. Again, the Bombers going hard at half back to try and hold it up. A lot of repeat forward entries for the Sharks at the moment. We've played nearly 14 minutes on the Frankston Jeep time clock. 7-point lead to the Bombers. 6-5-41, 5-4-34. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
I have a feeling it's going to be like this all day, Dan. Back and forth and a high-scoring game.
Pryor taps it down. Shark by Chase Harris towards half-back for the Bombers. Picked up by Drabolski, but he's claimed in a standing tackle by Newton of the Bombers as we go round the grounds. Thanks to O'Brien Real Estate, and we see that YCW 43 leading Rosebud 8 out of form at the moment. Edithvale 32 against Red Hill 35, a tight game. Mount Eliza 29, got a 10-point advantage over Dramana, and Bomb Beach 54, thrashing Pines 13 in First Division. We'll check Second Division shortly. Thanks, Ringer, for that. Opportunity now for Gladman. He's under pressure, trying to win the stoppage. Can't. And they grapple hard, and it'll be a ball up on the edge of the centre square with the Sharks just into attack.
Very quick and easy on the GameFace app, Dan.
Yeah, it is. And now Mornington, 34. Crib Point 3 in the second quarter. Pearsdale 28, trailing Hastings 40. Somerville 56 over Devon Meadows 20. Big game today. There's going to be a free kick here to the Bombers. Tyab 20, trailing Chelsea 39, which isn't a bad effort by Tyab. And in the match between Karingal and Seaford away, 39 over Karingal 9. They round the grounds for O'Brien Real Estate. We'll keep you updated in what's a big round of footy. Round 7 in First Division, round 8 in Second Division, as there's another stoppage. Repeat stoppages on the wing on the outer side at the moment in the sunshine. 6-5-41 to 5-4-34 as Gardner comes off in front of us and Jai Lloyd comes back on, who's been a good player this year for Sorrento. The Bombers trying to emerge from the stoppage. Handball comes out on the outside to Herituku. He launches long, the big fella. Buchan's in front. Can't take the mark. Spills to the back. Muston's there, but they've got the numbers at the back now. Bridgen got a hand pass out, and it's cleared out of the fence now by the Sharks. Easy. He might be worried out of it by Marks. He's too clever, though. Gets the hand pass out, and away they go again. Down the wing, the Sharks. Over the head of Pickus. James Brigden's got it. Tries to take on young Garrett. Garrett can't tackle him. He beat the lunging tackle, but then kicks out of bounds on the full, looking for Corp. But again, he's doing all right though, Brigden.
No,
he really is.
Just in general,
yeah.
they've wasted it forward a few times.
They have.
Overuse and handballs and kicking it on the full. So they can sort of start to use the ball going forward a bit, and they might put a few more on the board. Drake
in short to the small back pocket player, the 17-year-old Seth Harris. Kicks close to the boundary on the outer side. Might be a turnover. Bird 2-on-1 against Nutmeg. But then his second effort was outstanding. Outstanding as he got hold of the 16-year-old Wood and brought him to ground and has picked up a free kick.
Great to see some young kids playing too, 16 and 17-year-olds. It's great seeing those kids going up against the big boys.
Bird kicks long inside 50. No mark taken. Big pack forming. And that could have been a candidate for our mark of the day for O'Brien Real Estate. Jeff Wignall Ford, of course, with us today too. Thrown up. Corp. Open-handed slap. Quick kick. Came out from Kingsbury, one of the contested kings. They've got many of these. The Bombers, a former best and fairest winner in the old Nepean comp. Kicks towards the boundary line at half-back.
2017, I think he won the league.
Yeah, he did. Yep. When you guys went on to win the last flag in the Nepean comp. Yep. Pryor open-handed slap. Quick kick by Fox. Squeezes it towards the attacking side of the wing. Matt Harris then just drives it long indiscriminately. There's no one there to pick up for the Bombers. Grant is there to collect for the Sharks. He kicks a little bit high, but luckily he's got a teammate there in Luke Brigden. But unfortunately, that's got to be a free kick. I would have thought it is. Advantage. Grant's got it. Does well now as Newton gave away the free kick. At half-back, cleared out of defence by Marston. Kicks down the line now to Nick Corp. Can't take the mark. At ground level, Sutton went without it. He's been overwhelmed by Shark tacklers at the moment. 6-5-41 to 5-4-34. Just one goal apiece in the second quarter on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. We've played 18 minutes on the Frankston Jeep time clock. Open-handed slap by Corp again of the Sharks. Well done, Gladman. Hands and knees, hand pass to Hallahan. Another hand pass on the outside to Grant. And very strong mark taken by Fraser, who plays on quickly. Wobbly ball inside 50. Easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Couldn't mark. Rode by Walker. He bounces it along the turf for another candidate for our goal of the day. Why not, Ringer? 6-4-40 to 6-5-41. 2 goals to Walker. He was brilliant, wasn't he?
He's another
buzzing around.
He's one of these ones we talk about that... have been given an opportunity. Look, young Miles is given a bit to the bench, but he's been given an opportunity through injury and of others, and he's really, taken the bull by the horns, I guess you might say, and he's kicked 2 goals and contributed to one earlier. So they're great stories in local footy.
And his awareness when I easy, he was a bit unlucky he wasn't paid the mark. He was there.
He's got all the talent in the world, Mick. We're just trying to get it going in the right direction, I guess you might say. So this year he's been a standout for him. He's really stepped up a notch when he got given the opportunity. He started in the seconds at the start of the year, and then a lot of boys went down. He got given the opportunity, and he's been great.
Played a bit of footy 2019 too, didn't he? I think he was in that
He
grand
played in the
final
grand
side,
final.
wasn't he? Yeah, he did.
He went for that massive run down the wing, remember?
He did.
The whole crowd was holding their breath, running where he was going to go.
Yes. The adrenaline was pumping.
That's right, but no, he's a great kid, and it's great to see them getting an opportunity and stepping their football up. 20
minutes played almost in the quarter, and they're within 1 point now. They were 20 points down, 15 minutes in the opening term. 6-5-41 to 6-4-40. Gladman there. Harnett may have been tackled and not in possession. He might have exacerbated that a bit, Alex Harnett, in the sandy part of the middle of the ground where they put the synthetic cricket pitch here. Kicks wide to half forward.
They put 30
looking for Buck, and he can't take the mark. At the back, they've got the numbers, the Sharks. Fraser got a hand pass out while under the pump. Goes forward again. Well done, Marston. He just squeezes it out in the direction of Walker. Bumps off an opponent. Now they'll try and get the hand pass free again. They can't, the Sharks, but the ball's still heading in the right direction for them. There's Hallahan like a bull being held on to. I wonder whether that could have been prior opportunity. He was trying to burst his way through the big fella like a bull going through a paddock. Wasn't able to. It'll be thrown up once again on the wing. 6-5-41 the Bombers, 6-4-40 the Sharks. 1 point lead of the Bombers at the moment. Sharks on top at the moment, and they'll emerge again. Good hand pass came out, Miles Paholke. But unfortunately, Drabowski had it stripped by Sutton. Sutton drives the Bombers long, inside 50, bouncing ball. 2-on-2, slips Harris on that occasion. Cleared out of defence by Bird. Has been okay for the Sharks. Wobbles a kick in the direction of Paholke. Fox stood his ground. There is Sutton. Gets the hand pass out while being claimed. Fox goes in hard again. Just near the centre circle. He'll be thrown up. Really good tight footy at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter.
Great contested footy, isn't it? It's just, everyone's running, not taking a backward step.
Thrown up again. Corp the tap at the row. Miles Paholke. Hand pass on the outside. Bird drives it inside 50. Brigden can't take the mark, but he has been very active at centre half forward. But he does want to keep the ball inside, attacking 50. And eventually the umpire says, give it to me, just as Page was hanging on to an opponent.
A lot of sunscreen on Mick. He burns very easily.
Does he really like me?
Yep.
Like the old man, when we used to go down to the beach, when we had the holiday house at Point Lonsdale Ring, we used to wear the long sleeve pants and shirt and socks and shoes. There's a stoppage is won by the Bombers. Greeley, but his hand pass has run down. He's looking for Harnett. Good play by the Sharks, but again, it's run down by Harnett to Greeley, but he can't get the hand pass out cleanly either. Gee, it's good, hard footy. Attacking side, centre square for the Bombers, making a rare surge and forward towards the Sorrento end. And their lead just 1 point at the moment on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard at the 23-minute mark of the quarter, and there will be a blood rule, I think.
I took young Mickey to work for me one day down at to clean a beach box off for a client, and I left him down there for 3 hours, and he rang me and said, can you bring me some water down? And I took him some water, and he was burnt to a crisp. I thought, I'm up for a claim here for the workplace.
Wasn't he wearing a cap?
Oh, he just burns that easy. Within 3 hours, he looked like a lobster.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had 9 or 10 skin cancers removed, so I've been comfortably too. My old man was the whitest man in the world, being Irish.
Yeah.
Now, Greeley can win a loose ball for the Bombers at half-back. Nice kicking into the middle. He finds Haratuku. Not having the influence he did in the opening term, he elects to go wide with the kick and try and switch it on the outer side. And it's taken now by Chase Harris. Nice kick down the middle to Matt Harris. Matt Harris marks it half-forward in short. Now, where was that kick headed? To Bo Mustard. It wasn't the right option. Unfortunately, Avery couldn't get hold of his opponent. And again, the Sharks drive it long down the outer side, but a good mark running with the flight taken by Page.
Both teams have just kicked it out deep into pockets and really not given themselves a good chance at scoring.
Good interception. In short to the 16-year-old Wood in his second game. Wood a half-distance pass again. Finds Pickus. Pickus now in short once more. Just goes the required distance. The mark taken by Harris. Adjacent to the centre circle. Trying to build now the Bombers. 6-4-40, 6-5-41, heading to the Sorrento Hotel end. Again, he goes wide. Not the greatest looking kick in the world. Musting up, dropped what he probably should have taken. Lacking a bit of touch, hard on the boundary. Here's Bedford, does well, swinging ball back into the corridor. Who's going to get hold of the footy on this occasion? No one can. Eventually
Great
picked up
tackle
by the Bombers. Quentin Newton taken down in a tackle. The umpire said play on. That was the right decision. Stripped away by Jackson of the Sharks.
They're out here,
Kicks
the
down the
Sharks.
line again, and a good mark taken by Gladman. He'll look to play on quickly. He does well. He's got a number of options. Jones Hallahan's there.
spoiled him.
He and Brigden run into each other. At the back, Drake is there. Breaks one tackle, not the second. Handballs to Pickus. Pickus on the clean-up, and now they run out of defence again. Through Harris. Kicks down the line. The kick's not too bad. Loose ball in the middle. Matt Harris is there. Had the hand pass run down. Frenetic footy. Corp picks it up. 1 point lead to the Bombers. High ball inside 50, and then getting back, Ryan Marks Logan takes a lovely defensive mark for the Bombers.
Certain goal gone down the drain, I think, there, Dan.
For the Sharks?
Yep.
He kicks it wide again, and he really should have gone back over the mark. Good play by Bedford to make a good contest for the Bombers.
Just no
And
talk.
puts a fist in over the boundary. And it'll be thrown back into play. Half forward on the outer side. Corp about to get involved.
The young fella's giving the boundary umpire.
Yeah, James Hallahan there, prior. Nice little tap. Rode by Greeley, hard on the boundary. Hits up Matt Harris. Takes the mark just behind the wing. Harris's kick has got a player out in his own Newton. He takes the mark right in the middle of the ground. Almost got met late. Plays on quickly Newton for the Bombers. In short again, nice kick. Finds Bedford giving him a lead. At half forward, front edge centre square.
He's had a lot of footy, really. He's been
He has
everywhere.
been terrific.
Yeah.
Candidate for the Telstra Business Technology Centre, Melbourne South, best man on the ground. And now Bedford goes wide again. It just hasn't worked, that kick out there.
I know,
Buchan,
I don't-
who's only kicked one goal, been well held.
Both teams are doing
Does well to make a good contest. Going in Hudrobalski. Squeezes a little kick out of defence for the Sharks, close to the boundary. Buchan is there, Pickus as well. And the umpire says, I'll throw it back into play.
Both teams are going from centre half forward deep out into the pockets. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the percentage play, I guess you might say, Dan.
Well, they
To-
should be
to a
switching it over
contest.
this side of it, isn't this?
It's just doing it to a contest,
Yeah.
which is just, well, 10 times there hasn't been a score out of it, I don't think.
Well, the Bombers, I reckon that was their modus operandi in the first 10 minutes of the quarter. They've been outscored 2-1. Trying to burst through was Hallahan.
King.
Hurry kick comes out again from young Kenneth King for the Sharks, but Pickus is in the road for the Bombers. Gets the hand pass out to Chase Harris. Chase Harris throws it on the boot, stand start kick, finds the boundary on the outer wing.
Well known as the Eagle around the club, a two stalwart, we might call him. He's played a lot of seconds footy and got his chance this year, and
The
he's
Eagle?
been great. Yep.
Why do they call him the Eagle?
He's got a little hook on the end of his nose.
Does he
Dan.
really?
Looks like an eagle's beak.
Not as big as Bill Laurie's?
No, not quite, but
Phantom.
it's a classic little beak, you might call it.
Special comments with Anthony Ring, the Vice President of the Sorrento Footy Club, thanks to Truman's. Kicks inside 50, big fist from behind by Grant, goes to the front of the pack, good roving Matt Harris, got the hand pass out to Newton, Newton kicks long towards full forward, bouncing ball, Fox is there, 2-on-1 against though, and escorted through for a rare score for the Bombers at the Sorrento Hotel Inn. They lead by 2 points, 6-6-42 to 6-4-40. Marston to inbound. He'll head with a low flat punt kick to the half-back line. No one can take the mark. At the front, who's going to get it? Quick hand pass came out from Gardner. He got it now towards Miles Paholke. Paholke, barrel-chested, kicks high now to Corp. Fist from Drake, brings it to ground. A lot of Sharks around this contest. Spilled out now to Walker with the zinc on his nose. Kicks to an open forward line. Opportunity at the back for young Gladman. He's under some pressure. Chase Harris is with him. Gladman is confronted. Hooks around the body. Kicks to full forward Fraser. Had it fisted away late. Well done, Pickus. And now the Bombers are out. They've got it at half-back. They stave off the danger, looking to try and clear. They do. Wonderful play by Chapman. Kicks long down the line, looking for Bo Muston. Good contest with Paholke. What a half of footy. What a great half of footy. 2 point lead
Super
to
footy.
the Bombers. 2-1 to Sorrento that quarter. 6-6-42 to 6-4-40. Growth Syndicates Australia, our major sponsor, HP&CP Electrical Australia. And the goal kickers, Michael Walker's kicked a couple for Sorrento, and so has Mitch Hallahan. And of course, they're all in contention for the goal of the day, thanks to Anytime Fitness. while for the Bombers, they've all been individual goal kickers so far, except for Alex Harnett, who's kicked a couple. It's been a great half of footy, thanks to HP&CP Electrical Australia. Good on you, Ringer. We'll let you have a break, and we will have more in the second.
Got another special guest for you, Dan.
Oh,
so
good on you.
Line him up.
At half-time, that'll be great. Anthony Ring, the Vice President of Sorrento, looking after us, and he brought in Tom Lynch from the Richmond Footy Club, which was wonderful to hear from the Tiger Star. We'll have a break. 2-point lead at half-time. The Bombers in front, 6-6-42, and the Sorrento Sharks 6-4-40 in this 8-point game in First Division of the MP-NFL. Get your game face on.
G'day everyone, Reece from GameFace here. Are you looking to elevate your club's social media to the next level? GameFace are here to help. We can help your club reach its supporters and sponsors easily with the use of engaging and visually appealing content. Action photography to capture your players at their best in the action. Player profiles to highlight your players with fun facts and potentially stats sold separately. Entertaining player interviews during both media days.
Welcome back to Dave McFarlane Reserve. We've got football royalty in the box. Over 300 games for the Hawthorn Football Club. Premiership star 1971. I think if the Norm Smith Medal had been awarded in 1971, they reckon this man would have won that. And he also captained the Hawks in 76 and 78 and has had a lot to do with the Sorrento Footy Club and where they are at the moment, particularly with the juniors many years ago. It's great to welcome Don Scott. Don, good to have you with us. Now, Don, it was an outstanding AFL career, 303 games. You love the Hawthorn Footy Club. What do you remember most about your playing days?
Well, I don't tend to look back. I suppose it's the friendships you make because we still talk. You form a camaraderie.
Yep.
It's interesting when you're in a successful team, you've got to have that emotional involvement, and the guys still talk, and we get together regularly, and even off-season we get together and have a meal or whatever else. So it's that friendship should build up. And
obviously John Kennedy was your coach for a long, long time. What made him so special?
Yeah, he was. Parkin was as well, David. Yeah. Well, I don't know what made him special. He was pretty basic. Had a very basic style of play, which actually came good when you played finals because he taught us how we didn't play an attractive brand of football. But when it gets to finals, teams don't play attractive football. You just got to be in front because the ball's going to be delivered under pressure. And if you're behind, you don't take advantage. You've got to get rid of the ball quickly. So he was very basic. Get in front, kick it long, don't muck around with the ball.
You love this football club, Sorrento. Why do you love it so much?
Oh, I don't love. Well, I suppose I follow it. I came down and lived in Sorrento in 95, 96, and my son was that age where he was going into the under-17s, I think it was back in those days. So they didn't have a thirds or an under-17 team, so it was just fortunate. Gary Bishop and his son Jamie. My son went to Padua, and Gary's son Jamie went to Rosebud High School. So we went out and recruited boys from that school and built up had a thirds team that played in the grand final the following year. They were probably the most talented group of boys on the peninsula. And Sorrento at that stage, well, they were losing by 200 points each week. They were struggling to get a second side. They were paying a fine because they couldn't get a thirds team. And those boys were the basis of a team under Tony Blackwell about 8 years later that won a premiership in the seniors.
Was it true you had a bus that used to go around and you'd recruit players? This is what Tony Blackford's told me. You'd recruit players from schools. And that the club wouldn't be where they are today?
No, we raped the peninsula. we went everywhere looking for the best boys on the peninsula.
Nothing wrong with that, Don.
And, well, no one had done it at that stage. And we thought, I said we'd have to do about 5 years of pain in the seniors. And those boys were so good that when we had to win a game in the seniors, or there was a chance, they'd take half the under-18s, put them in the seniors would win. The thirds would win the under-17s, and the seniors would both win on the one day. That's how good those boys were.
Yeah, they, of course, dominated, and then they had that great patch in between 2010 and 2017, and now I've got this competition. You get a chance to see, I mean, it's first division footy now, and I mean, I've been involved in it for a long time in the AFL for 3 years, and I reckon it's as good local footy as you're likely to see. I mean, every game's tight every week, and that's what you want, isn't it?
Well, maybe, but you might look at it. I look at it differently. I think this is what the AFL have done to this competition is a disgrace.
Do you?
My word, I went for a coffee before. There's no coffee machine here because last week the man said he only took $300. Normally he takes $500 a day. They will not travel, the supporters from further up the road, Edithvale, Aspendale, Bond Beach, wherever else. And when we had the derbies between Rye, Rosebud, Red Hill and whatever else, we would travel and they would travel. And that was what it was about. It's community football. Now we've got to travel up the road. I don't think what they've done, and it's not only in this competition, there's other competitions around the state, and I don't know what their agenda is.
Well, the agenda is to make it more even, isn't it? I mean,
well, if you look at the Yarra Valley, for example, they call it Outer East now. Now, tell me why they take teams from the southern part of the Dandenongs playing against the teams in the Yarra Valley. That's a growing area, the southern part of the Dandenong. You know, Berwick, Narre Warren, Pakenham, right through there is a growing area. How do those teams up the Yarra Valley, Wandon, Warrialek, Warburton, you can go on, that play out there, they just cannot compete. And Berwick have gone down to Eastern Suburban, what we used to call the EDFL. That is Surrey Hills and Blackburn and Vermont, and they're travelling from Berwick. It's just ridiculous.
Well, they were, those teams were in the Cardinia division of the MP&FL, and they wanted to come back in, Don, a couple of years ago, when the Sefnal Football League was disbanded because it was too one-sided with Berwick and Cranbourne and Beaconsfield dominating. And they wanted, and also Narre Warren, and they wanted to come back into the MP&FL and probably should have. Do you think they should have?
No, well, I don't mind if they come back in, but keep them as derbies. I mean, there's a real field down here on the Southern Peninsula with the football when we used to play what was second division, and there was we would travel and we'd travel to Crib Point and wherever else, and it takes you said, it's unfair, but it goes in cycles. You know, Sorrento at the moment are really on a precipice as to whether they go up or down or stay where they are. I think they'll go down because they're struggling with juniors. So you have your time at the top and you just wait and eventually it'll go down. So it evens itself out over a period of time.
Well, they've got Rosebud and Red Hill, so they're sort of like
and Dramana.
And Dramana, which sort of helps because Red Hill and Dramana have come up. So they're all up now, bar Rye, who would love to get up there as well.
You got Crib Point over the other side and you got Tyab and Hastings.
Yep.
Even Mornington should be in this southern division and that would make it far more interesting.
Now, Don, you played with Lee Matthews and Peter Knights and Kelvin Moore and yourself, and you were seen as the big four of the Hawthorn Footy Club. But is it unfair to signal you four out, considering how much you dominated football in the 1970s?
Well, I told you earlier about the emotional commitment. Now, if you mentioned those four players, every one of them is a social introvert. And
even Peter Knights?
Even Peter Knights.
Really?
A whole lot of them are socially introverted. And so to get the group going, you had fellows that were the extroverts. Now, they didn't make a name on the field, but off the field they were really important in making the whole thing gel and glue and come together. And those are the blokes that, I recognise because they promoted and got this camaraderie going amongst us. As I said, you got introverts, extroverts. You need extroverts. And in a team, you need a combination of everything. You can't have all those. You wouldn't win with those four fellows that you just mentioned.
We had Michael Tuck, of course, as well.
Introverted.
Yeah, who was a magnificent podcast I heard with you and Sam Newman recently where he was talking about the tragic death of his son. I mean, and he was Tucky's not normally like that, but obviously it really is.
Well, he's gained in confidence as he's got older. Yeah. He's very shy when he first came down to Hawthorn, but now, and that's the beauty of, especially league football, be other sports as well that give you that confidence in yourself. And Yeah, Tucky's a great speaker now.
Did you like working at Channel 7?
Well,
You did it for a long time.
I did it for a long time, and just like any media job, you've got a use by date, and you just realise when yours is up. It was good to do it, but I knew I'd have a use by date, and then you just move on to something else.
And the Hawks, I mean, they're obviously battling a bit at the moment. Is time for Alistair Clarkson, or do you still feel he deserves the opportunity to rebuild his team?
Any coach is only as good as the cattle he's got, and he's got nothing there. When he came to Hawthorn just the year prior, they had a terrific draft.
Yep.
And the year before that he came, they got Hodge and Mitchell.
Yes.
Then you had Franklin. You've got Roughhead and Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple of other top-ups on the way through. But he had the backbone of a side. You had those five, and a couple like Lake and Rioli came along, and they just top it up now. I think it's been going to be a long time because I can only see two players, and they're not they're the icing on the cake, but they've got potential. That's CJ on the back flank and Will Day. I think those two blokes are very, got potential, but they're not backbone of a side, and they've got to put a side together because the other fellows are just about finished, the backbone, and I think it's going to be a long time. If you want to pay over $1 million for a coach that's going to give you a premiership maybe in 10 years' time, well, that's a decision the club's got to make.
So you can understand if he wanted to move on that
I think
might be
personally,
time?
if it's a business,
Yep.
I would move him on because,
Yep.
you're going to take losses at the gate because the crowds won't come and see you. Marketing's going to be hard, and just like any business, you've got to trim your costs. There's not much good spending a lot of money when you have the cattle. They're not going to deliver for a long time because they've just got to start again.
And your horses, you're still doing your horses? You love your horses, don't you?
I'll go after this interview back home and
Will
I'll
you?
work them. I'm going to Queensland in a couple of weeks to
Good.
jump.
Excellent.
Get out of this cold weather.
Good on you, Don. Great to catch up. Really appreciate your time and enjoy the footy today. And good luck with all the horses. Thanks so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
Dan.
Good on you. Don Scott, one of the greats. Over 300 games for the Hawks and, of course, has done a lot for the Sorrento Footy Club. We'll take a break. His Sharks are 2 points behind the Bombers at halftime of the MP&FL thanks to HP&CP Electrical Australia. Get your game face on.
G'day everyone, Reese from GameFace here. Are you looking to elevate your club's social media to the next level? GameFace are here to help. We can help your club reach its supporters and sponsors easily with the use of engaging and visually appealing content. Action photography to capture your players at their best in the action. Player profiles to highlight your players with fun facts and potentially stats sold separately. Entertaining player interviews during both media days and on game days. Visually appealing social media videos for your sponsors, plus other graphic design tailored to meet your personal club needs. You can give your sponsors a massive thank you for supporting your club with logo placement upon all social media content that GameFace will generate for you. Our packages for social media content are affordable.
And welcome back to McFarlane Reserve, Dave McFarlane Reserve, a 2-point lead at half-time to the Bombers, 6-6-42 to 6-4-40 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. HP&CP Electrical Australia, our major sponsor. Jared Grant is with us. He's on the bench for the Bombers today, having a good look. You're 2 points up. Jared, you happy with the way things are going?
Oh, we're 2 points up at the end of the game, Dan. I'll be happy. So,
Yep.
The scoreboard looks all right.
And the first 20 minutes, it was perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, we came out well. Look, I think we won the ball. At the end of the day, footy starts with the contest, and we got the ball moving forward. Kick straight, which is always handy. But look, credit Sorrento, that quarter probably were on top of us, and we've looked to tinker to a few little things moving forward.
Alex Harnett, brilliant.
Yeah, he's a ball, mate. He's getting a lot of love on GameFace at the moment. I'm surprised Hulks didn't come round to carry his boots down here, but he started well today again.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, is his role just to sort of lead the contested footy as best he can? And if Sorrento want to close him down, they'll close him down. I noticed they've lost Luke Tapscott with a hammy, which means they're one rotation down on the bench. Will that help a bit, you think?
Look, Tappy's a great player, and that's unfortunate for him. Obviously, a win for us in some degree. But getting back to Alex, look, he's number one. He's one wood, as you guys have pointed out this week, is his contested footy, and it's great for him. He's so strong that he's able to, and similar to Mitch Hallahan, they're both so strong that they're able to, wear a tackle or wear a player on them and then distribute to those outside runners. So I think that's the number one attribute of those guys, and that's why they're so hard to tag, I guess, out of a game, is because they're so strong.
Good on you, Jared. Thanks for joining us, and we might chat to you later in the game, certainly after the game if you have a win.
We hope so, Dan. Thank you,
Good
mate.
on you. Jared Grant joining us. He'll be back playing footy next week. He would have served his 2-week suspension. He's on the bench helping his team out with Beau Muston playing today. Let's go around the grounds. Bomb Beach 62, leading Pines 14 for Jeff Wignall forward with branches of Frankston, Hastings and Mornington. In other games, Sorrento, Frankston Bombers, of course, 2-point lead to the Bombers at half-time. YCW going to be very hard to beat, unbeaten so far, 70. Rosebud battling, they're on 8. Edithvale, Aspendale 33, Red Hill 44. It was a bit of an 8-point game, that one. Most of us picked Edithvale, Aspendale, but Red Hill going well. And Mount Eliza, who've been the surprise package this year, just one loss so far in 2021. And they've got a 13-point lead over Dramana in one of the matches of the day. And we'll check second division as well. Thank you, Tommy, who's much better technically than I ever will be in my life. Now, Mornington 68, 40-point lead over Crib Point 28. Pearcedale 30, trailing Hastings 51. Somerville 78, thrashing Devon Meadows 32. It's a big test today for Devon. Tyab 29 behind Chelsea 58. Coringal 17, Seaford 41, and we're still hoping. Come on, Langwarren and Rye, we need to get updates on that particular match. Starting later, is it? It's a night match. Is it 4 o'clock match? Thank you, Tommy.
That's why they haven't kicked a score.
Well, we haven't got a score yet. Thank you for that.
Oh, classic.
Good to have Don Scott on.
How'd that go? He doesn't hold back.
Interesting. He doesn't like the competition.
In what regard?
He doesn't like this. He just says that it's. He just prefers. It's too far to travel. But I keep bringing up the point of the Wimmera Football League that you've got the Southern Mallee Giants who are in Beulah and Hopeton, miles away from Horsham, and they play in that comp with Ararat and Stawell. But I'm in favour of this because it's more even, but he just believes the derbies are much better. But anyway.
Look, there's an argument for both, Dan.
Yeah.
I honestly prefer to go every week not knowing if we're going to win or not.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fraser gets the free kick against Matt Harris, holding the ball, drives his team long inside 50. Caught, pushed underneath. It might have been a bit unlucky. Drake's at the back, gets the hand pass out to Mark Logan, squeezes a kick. But Hallahan, James in the way at right half forward for the Sharks. Pops a kick in short again. And this is Miles Pahalki to have a shot at goal. Also at right half forward, but a bit closer in.
Everyone's sort of entitled to their opinion, and to be honest, before the competition, I was against it.
Yeah,
I was totally
against
against
it. I heard most of Sorrento was. This is before I came down here.
I didn't try and stop it, but I was against it. But now that we play every week and the level, I think you want to play against the best teams you can. If I'm going to drive 40 minutes to Somerville, I'd rather drive 40 minutes to YCW. And if nothing, that's hypothetical.
Yeah, correct. Now, Pahalki's kick doesn't have the carry on it, misses to the right-hand side, but the margin back to 1 point on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 6-5-41 to 6-6-42.
As you know, like Sorrento Ryan thinks no matter where you were on the ladder, it was always a good game and there was always thousands of people. And that's the sort of thing the older guys miss, those local rivalries. But, Rye are travelling well. They might not be too long and they're back up with us.
Well, they won their first 4. They dropped their last 3. So they've got Langwarren today, which is a massive game. And Langy, well, they're on the way, aren't they? They're unbeaten and 2 games clear in second division. But, they've got players everywhere. They've got about 35 junior teams. They're winning the reserves comp comfortably at the moment.
I think they've got 30 or something missing out. Someone told me on a senior game. But
boundary throw-in at half forward for Sorrento, who are going to the Sorrento Hotel Inn, major sponsor of the Sorrento Sharks, provided us with the wonderful beef again today. Yep. Where do they get that from?
Lovely
from Tassie?
eye fillet. I assume it's a Cape Grim, mate, which is another sponsor.
Yes. Tap down. Fraser wins it to Hallahan on the outside, who would normally dish it to him. Wobbly ball inside 50, waiting at the back. Gladman there, can't get there, and it's knocked through for behind again.
What did Paul used to call Jackie Chan Gladman? Was that what
that's what he used to call it. Yeah, correct.
Jackie Chan Gladman.
Scores level. It was 20 points to nothing in the first 10 minutes in favour of the Bombers as Pickus is into play and goes in short and finds one of the teenagers, the 17-year-old Seth Harris, in the back pocket on the outer side for the Bombers. He'll drive it long, floating ball towards the wing. Heratuku, in fact it's Pryor who takes the mark. On the right, plays on quickly, kicks to half forward, but an excellent mark taken on this occasion. Pushed forward into the contest.
Alex Bird.
And Alex Bird has been very solid down at half-back so far today. Starting to get a lot of footy, the Sharks. They kick long to the wing, but a turnover once more. And this is Buchan, who took the mark before, not Pryor. He elects to go for the switch, which is a dangerous kick. It doesn't come off on this occasion. For Chapman, he's got 2 to beat, but he fends off a couple of tackles. He did well. He got Dak late. It affects the kick. Didn't find the target. Ball's in the middle. Ryan Marks. Logan's gone forward again. Handballs to Pryor. Pryor kicks long. Muston 1 out. Can't take the mark. Spills to the back, out of bounds in the forward pocket. Boundary throw in. He kicked 3 last week, Ryan Marks, Logan, to get them over the line.
I heard and read that he had a game last week. Had quite a game. It was for a usual backman, isn't he?
He is, and a very good player too. Yep. He was actually full back in Team of the Year in First Division in 2019.
Correct. Yeah. So
spent some time at Frankston. Very good player. Boundary throw-in, 20 metres around from the Bombers' goal at the Sorrento end. Won by Heratuku. Be taken down in a tackle. Thought that should have been holding the ball. They might be able to get out of this, the Sharks, but they're not able to. Held up was Lloyd, and then there's a shot at goal. Hard on the boundary. It's been kicked by the great man. Bo Muston has been able to get the ball, the spillage, and he's thrown it on the boot for another candidate. Guess what? Ringer for our goal of the day for any time fitness, and that is an important goal against the trend. Scores were level, and they're 7-6-48 to 6-6-42.
Just overuse by Sorrento in the back in the back 50 there. Oh, and the silly free kick there from the Bombers. Someone slung tackled Daniel Grant off the ball.
Oh.
So that's silly after that goal, but that's
why do that?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I think I've been guilty of it plenty of times, Dan.
So will the free kick be here in the middle of the ground?
It should be from the stoppage to Mitch Hallahan, I assume, or Lockie or Ruckman.
Lockie will get the free kick. Lockie Crode, who's battled hard. He goes in short, half-distance pass.
If you're going
to
go to
finds
war,
the target.
If you're going to go to war, you'd take Lockie Crode with you, Dan.
Would you?
Yep.
The mark to Miles Paholke. Will he go back and have a shot? 55 from goal. He's just lacked a little bit of penetration.
Can't kick over a jam tin, Miles.
Can't he?
As much as I love him.
Is that why he hasn't played more league footy? Gets the hand pass out to Lloyd, back towards Paholke, and then
James Hallahan.
Another teammate, James Hallahan's taken in a tackle, held up inside attacking 50, wrong option, and good defence by the Bombers as they lead by a goal on the Grey City Gets Australia scoreboard, 48 to 42. Corp and Pryor picked up by Mitch Hallahan. He's already kicked 2. Just misses for his third. Behind. Can't get him on goal side. Again, he was on goal side from the stoppage, and he's so dangerous. Margin 5 points in favour of the Bombers. Early stages, third quarter.
I know, it's still as hot as it was in the first couple of minutes. It's got to sort of start to slow down a bit soon, you'd imagine.
Pickus back into play to Sutton at half-back. Wearing the blue boots, no one on the mark. He plays on quickly. Wobbly ball. His disposal does let him down. Easy on the second grab. Hangs onto the mark at half-back. Looks to play on quickly. Delivers down the guts. That Mitch Hallahan getting some space now and having a real influence. Hallahan now looks to get a shepherd. He does. Plays on quickly. Kicks long in towards the pocket. Looking for someone to mark, and Gladman does. Miles Hallahan was just behind him, but Gladman chipped in and takes the mark hard on the boundary, right forward pocket.
There must be a magnet in that pocket.
There must be.
I don't think I've seen the ball over here today.
Certainly not in that forward pocket. The opposite forward pocket. Gladman to try and put his team in front for the first time. High lobbing ball towards the goal square. No one can take the mark off hands, and eventually the Bombers will clear out of defence. It's taken by Chapman, who's a big kick. Kicks to the wing. Missed by Heratuku. Taken by Newton. Got the hand pass out to Kingsbury. Tries to take them on. Well taken on a tackle by Jackson. Slews the kick sideways. Newton's there to mop up. Kicks high, but Grant will get back. And he will again intercept at half-back. He'll deliver to centre half-back. And they'll look to set up once more through Marston. Marston had an injury hit 2019. Has a few jogs out of defence. Runs away from Muston. Kicks towards the wing on the outer outer side, but the Bombers will turn it over. Defensive give to Fox from Mark Logan. In short now to Greeley, marking right in the middle of the ground. His team up by 5 points. He'll deliver wide again towards the outer side. Buchan's got it now. He's only kicked 1 goal today. He's further up the ground. He kicks long into the pocket and not a good kick. And King is met heavily.
Big collision there.
Yeah, a collision between him and his opponent.
Maybe a head clash.
Yeah, I think so. They both might be in trouble.
Yeah,
King
they're
is
up. They're
getting
both
up. He's a bit
They're
better.
both up. They're all right. Tough cookies, the Kings down here, the King boys.
Opposed to Bedford. Gives it to Grant. Grant is hemmed in a bit, but he eventually gets around Bedford. Swings it out in the direction of Bird. Drabowski was just behind him in front of our commentary position. Bombers by 5 points. Wobbly ball. Trying to get up and take the mark was Avery. Waiting at the back though. It's Mark Logan. Not a good kick. He kicked it off the back foot. Back to Avery again. Held up on a tackle. Placed on him by Drabowski. Good play, Sutton. Extricates himself from the tackle. Can't get the hands free to a Harnett. There's Hallahan who shrugs the Harnett tackle. That's no mean feat, but it's turned over again towards Fox. Kicks inside 50. No mark taken for the Bombers. Good contest. Kings there again. Now they have a chance. Shot a goal. Bouncing ball. Kingsbury. Had an opportunity a minute ago. Couldn't get boot to ball. Got another chance and wobbled it home. 2 goals in the quarter now to the Bombers, and they've got a handy 11-point break. 8-6-54, 6-7-43. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
Now, I've had a controversial text come through, Dan, and it will remain anonymous.
Yes.
Will Langwarrin refuse to come up like they did 20 years ago, which stopped the promotion relegation back then?
Oh, I don't think they will this time. I think they're ready this time, aren't they?
That might be a bit before my time.
Let's go around the grounds. Thanks to Jeff Wignall forward. Edie Ass and Red Hill scores a level 8-3, 51 to 7-9, 51. And Edie Ass accurate. 8-3, 51 to 7-9, 51. Frankston YCW 72 to Rosebud 15, and Mount Eliza 46, leading Dramana 25. We'll get the scores again a little bit later as they go back inside. 50 the Sharks, 11 points of difference at the moment. But again, the defence of the Bombers has been pretty resolute, and they push it out of bounds 20 metres around.
I don't remember that, Dan. Do you
well,
remember?
I don't. Well, before my time. Well before my time.
I didn't start senior footy till 04 or something or whatever, but. Yeah, I don't remember that.
No, well, they need to go up.
Must have been a bit of controversy back then.
They need to go up and prove themselves.
Well, they've got the depth and the everything to do it. Whether they've got to win the flag first.
That's right. Off hands, Fraser does well. Snap it, goal by Fraser, just misses. That would have been another stoppage goal for the Sharks, and that's an area that's let the Bombers down a bit today. The stoppages. It was a beautiful tap, and he just read it like a book. Fraser, flying shot from the right forward pocket. Didn't miss by much. And it's 8-6-54 to 6-8-44. 10-point lead. Michael Walker getting ready to come back on again. Kicks long to the outer side. The Bombers and Pryor from behind had to be involved in a defensive spoil and puts it over the boundary. Wonderful to have Anthony Ring with us for Trumans as our expert today. Vice President of the Footy Club.
Expert is a stretch, Dan, but we'll go with special comments.
No, well, it's expert special comments.
Yeah.
It's great to have you with us, Ringer. Really appreciate your time.
I love
Avery's there. Can't get it. James Hallahan, Miles Pahoki, I should say, does. Yeah. Kicks inside 50, and there's a good mark to the Sharks. Playing in front, Nick Corp's taking a great mark.
Now, if we're speaking of clifftop properties, I imagine the great man Glenn Carter would be swanning around down there somewhere, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I heard he might be putting an offer on Lindsay Fox's house next door.
Part of the estate, does he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just overlooking Ports. He hasn't invited me yet, but maybe down the track.
Well, I thought I'd see him down there swanning around.
Here's a shot at goal for Nick Corp to cut the margin to 4 points. It's like Spencer Street Station, all the rotations for the Sharks at the moment. Shot at goal by Nick Corp, and he kicks it, and they cut the margin back to 4 points, 7-9, 51 to 8-7, 55 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And HP&CP Electrical Australia, our major sponsor today. And Nick Corp kicks his 14th goal of the season.
I see there's a bit of improvising over the other side, Dan, with flags there. We've got red and white polo shirts on the end of some electrical conduit. That must be a first.
Very clever. Yeah. I noticed that Mornington have got, they've got the banners and the flags and everything.
Yeah.
No, the red, white and blue.
They love it down there, the Bulldogs.
55 to 51 at the 12-minute mark of the third quarter. On the Frankston Jeep time clock. His Harnett has been well held this quarter. Hallahan hasn't. He tries to burst his way through. Held up by Fox coming the other way.
He bounced off Mitch then, didn't he?
He did. He did.
2 bulls going head to head.
What a good contest this is. Good tap by Corp. Got 2 goes at it. Gladman. Sockers off the ground. Makes valuable meterage for the Sharks towards half forward. Miles Paholke's there. Quick give given by Walker. Now to Drabalski. Long to full forward. Drake. Did he get back and take the mark? No, off hands behind.
Fumbled over the line there.
8-7-55 to 7-10-52.
Sorrento doing a lot of attacking, but not hitting the scoreboard. No. And Frankston seem to hit it every time they go down there. So not making the most of their opportunities here, the Sharks.
Drake to Pickus and stepping up and taking the mark. Now is young Garrett. His father Mark is the game's record holder at the Frankston Bombers. Wobbly left foot kick. Ryan marks Logan. Can't take the mark. Easy overruns it. And Ethan King, slammed into the ground in a brutal tackle placed on him by Harry Pryor.
He's in a few big contests. He got their head knocked down there before.
He did, but he got up.
As I said, they breed them tough, the King boys down here. They bounce up every time.
Gardner coming on for Jai Lloyd. The tap, the Rove, Sutton. Fox again, feeds over the top now to Matt Harris. Drives it long inside 50, looking for someone to mark. There's a shove out. There's a shove out or a holding. Bo Mustin used the body well. Outmanoeuvred his opponent very, very cleverly. That's experience for you in footy, having played a lot of football over the years, despite also having his fair share of injuries, Bo Mustin.
He's had a bad run with injuries.
Well, he had 3 ACLs in the AFL.
Yep.
31 possessions on debut against Melbourne, and 23 possessions he averaged in his Murray Bushrangers year to get drafted by the Hawks at pick 22 in 2005 when they had all those early draft picks, first 2 years under Clarkson. And here's Bo Mustin for his 3rd clutch goal by the playing coach. 9-7-61 the Bombers out to a 10-point buffer. They've levelled the scores, the Sharks. They've never been in front in this game so far. 7-9-51 Growth Syndicate's Australia scoreboard.
Yeah, it's back. As I said, that's the first time the Bombers have been in their forward 50 for 10 minutes, and they scored. So, Sorrento need to sort of figure out what they can do to be a bit more, to lift that conversion rate a little bit there. Mustin just experience on, Alex Bird's tried hard all day, but that's just...
You're missing Lupa Hulky, aren't you? He normally just makes most of his opportunities.
That's right.
It's a very bad injury. He just had a bad run this year as Sutton gets the hand pass out. Heard the voice of his teammate. High ball by Fox, inside 50. Not able to take the mark on that occasion was Mustin. He did well to bring it to ground, but again, they've got numbers and they've got to try and rush it through from behind. And Marston does. He was right under the pump, deep in the 10-metre goal square at the Sorrento end. As Grant, great kick and a terrific mark under the pump taken by Lee Fraser. Gets the hand pass on the outside to King. King in front of our commentary position, floats an awkward-looking ball. Socket off the ground by Corp. Almost a mark down there to Marks Logan. Easy could have nearly been on his back, as he does well to just ensure it doesn't go anywhere. Holds it up at centre half forward for the Sharks. Good movement of the footy around the commentary side or the social club room side. Tap down again. Out of defence goes the Sharks. The Bombers towards the boundary line and finds the sanctuary of the boundary line.
Bit of banter between Jai Lloyd and Bo Mustin there. They work together.
Yeah, they do.
That Lloyd group, yep.
Yeah.
Bo a valued employee there, I assume. May not be after today.
That was Jason Kingsbury just throwing the ball on the boot and finding the boundary. One of the hard-nosed midfielders for the Bombers. Boundary thrown is shallow. Corp is there. He and Fox now in pursuit of the footy. Close to the boundary. Fox taking it. A tackle. Breaks that tackle superbly. Trying to get the hand pass out to Sutton. Gets rid of it quickly. Hurry kick close to the boundary. Wobbly ball will go out of bounds. Really good contest. Well played by Kingsbury again. He's a big, big body. He got shoved in the side and again he makes valuable ground. As Fox comes off and Harnett goes on. Handy replacement for a very good player for the Bombers, who are 10 points up. The 19-minute mark of the third term on the Frankston Jeep time clock.
Harnett going to Mitch.
Yeah, at the moment he is. He's trying to get back into the game this quarter, Harnett. Tap down Pryor. Kingsbury has been good this quarter. Can't get it. You can hear the body slapping and crashing.
I might need to have a bench press off with Jai Lloyd and Harnett, I think. Look, they're both pretty proud of their muscles.
They certainly are. Almost as good as mine. Ringer. Thrown up again. Here's Corp gets the hand pass on the outside to Fraser. Fraser, hurry kick inside 50, marks Logan. Nice spoil to the front of the pack. Quick kick comes out now from Chase Harris. Lovely kick and finds Buchan, who's looked better since he's moved up the ground. Was struggling at 4-4. Takes his third mark for the quarter.
This is another ambitious one, Dan.
It is, and maybe a candidate for O'Brien Real Estate mark of the day.
Well, this is he's the main on the marks on the 50, so he's going to have to kick this. He's 57, 58 metres.
He's kicked 15 goals this year. One of the most laid-back characters in the game. We had him on the footy show a couple of weeks ago. So laid back. Right half forward. It's a good-looking kick, and his endeavours to go for distance. The accuracy is not there. It's a bouncing ball, and what happens is that it does a leg break.
The line, I thought.
Through for a behind.
The leg break is a good word for it.
9-8-62, 7-9-51. The Bombers by 11 points. 3 goals to 1 this quarter. Scoring end is the Sorrento end. Grant back into play. Measures the kick, but 2-on-1 against Crode on that occasion. And to the front, the mark taken by Buchan again. Handballs to Harnett. He shakes the tackle comfortably. Drives long to fall forward. There's our goal of the day. Hard on the boundary. Magnificent goal by Alex Harnett. That'll be hard to beat now for Anytime Fitness. Right in front of the social club rooms, which unfortunately for you guys, Ring, are a bit deathly quiet at the moment. 10-8-68 to 7-9-51. 18 played in the third quarter on the Great City against Australia scoreboard.
He's got 3 now, doesn't he?
Oh, yes.
Three goal of the days. No, that's a great goal. That's just too strong, breaking tackles and giving himself a chance to have a shot. And
well, he walked through that tackle then.
He did. That's just
big body on him, isn't he?
That strength through the torso and through the midsection. It's just hard to bring him. If you can't get a hold of him and blokes like him.
Despite a quietish third term, he's still, I reckon, right in the mix for the BOG, for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Bounce down in the middle. There's Haratuku. High kick up in the mine shaft. Then he gets the fist down. Quick hand pass comes out from Fox. Looking for Harnett again. He'll go after it like a bull with Hallahan. We love seeing that. Socket free by Hallahan, but only as far as young Harris. Taken backwards now by Fox, and he goes defensively. And they've got loose men everywhere now, the Bombers. They'll elect to find Sutton. Sutton will take the mark as they switch from the outer half-back flank to the social club rooms or the broadcast half-back flank. In short again now to Page, the former skipper. He'll go backwards. They'll bide some time. And in the back pocket is Pickus. Pickus with the footy to centre half-back, measuring kick. Good use of the footy in the last line of defence by the Bombers. Ryan marks Logan with the footy, kicks down the line, looking for the one-hander. Almost a big one-hander. O'Brien Real Estate, mark of the day for Heratuku. Then Matt Harris was overwhelmed with numbers against on that occasion. Corp goes in, taken in a tackle, gets the hand pass out now. Hurried left foot kick, high ball by Kenneth King for the Sharks. Kicks inside 50 and Miles Paholke in the chop-up, takes an excellent contested mark.
That was well done. That was Kenny. It was the smallest bloke on the ground versus the biggest.
And he did really well. Kept at it, didn't he?
He did. I thought he had it, to be honest, that one-hander, and Kenny just sort of kept. It was like a little
David and Goliath.
Yeah, it was, and he forced a contest, and it's turned into another shot for the Sharks.
This for his second goal. 25 metres out. They need the goal. They kick the goal. Second goal for the quarter for the Sharks. Into time on the Frankston Jeep. Time clock 8:9:57 to 10:8:68 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Good game of footy between two teams.
Yep, and it's just, as I said, it's end to end, and Frankston made the most of their scoring at the moment. That's the difference in the game. And a contested mark there helped Sorrento get another goal back on the board. But
9 goals for the season.
As you said, without Lee Paholke down there, it's a bit of a raffle of who's going to kick the goals every week.
That's right. Well, you had 11 goal kickers last week without lead, didn't you? Handball comes out on the outside. Hurry kick comes from Garrett. Awkward-looking kicking style. Throws it on the boot to the boundary. Greeley was knocked off it and goes over the line in front of the Sorrento dugout. Lee Paholke's there as Grant and also Bedford go into each other. And Lee, who's never afraid of a word or 100.
Yeah, he'd be letting... He might just be impressed with Bedford's new long hair look.
He might be.
Yeah.
So, boundary throw in right in front of the Sorrento dugout. They've lost Luke Tapscott with a hammy. He just can't get the body right, the playing coach. Well roved at ground level by Gardner. He got the hand pass out to James Hallahan, who works his way through. Beats tackles. Kicks the Sharks inside 50. Almost a good mark, Miles Paholke. Ball's at ground level, taken by Drake. He's also tackled by Miles Paholke. Handballs out to Pickus. Got it to Garrett. That awkward kicking style works. He shoots the kick, and he finds Harnett, who takes the mark on the wing. In front of the Frankston Bombers dugout. Harnett now kicks long to half forward at the Sorrento end of the ground. Who's going to mark? Bouncing ball at the back. No one can get it. Fisted down by Bo Muston. Matt Harris got a bad bounce. The Sharks have the numbers, trying to clear again. They have to change direction. They go back, and in the end, Marston was hemmed in and confronted, and he stepped through to register a rush behind. Good forward pressure by the Bombers.
All 34 years of experience there.
Correct.
Marston.
Margin back out to 2 goals. Beautiful kick. Hits the chest now of Gardner. Gardner now on the right, low and flat to the outer side of the ground, looking for someone to mark. Almost a good mark to young Jackson. Hasn't had a huge influence. Off hands, hugging the boundary, James Brigden. But I think the boundary umpire very
He's
slow
not
with
happy
his
about
call.
that, is he? No. But
Very
the Sharks,
slow.
Frankston are piling the pressure on at the moment, and Sorrento really need to respond.
2-goal lead.
Yeah, they're just around the contest. They've got numbers at the contest, and they're winning the ball.
23 minutes gone. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Back into play. Crowd from behind Pryor. Rode by Fox. Drives the Bombers inside 50. Grant, who's taken a lot of intercept marks today. Been solid off half-back. Gets on the switch immediately. Kicks towards the broadcast side of the ground. Alex Bird gets a good bounce. Muston meets him. Kicks down the line. There's a chance now for Bedford. He'll lay a good tackle on Hallahan, who grabbed the footy, and he was grabbed brilliantly by Bedford. Couldn't get away, and the Bombers players are saying, well done, son. Particularly Josh Chapman. He's on the boundary there, clapping as hard as any supporter in the crowd today. 2-goal lead to the Bombers, close to three-quarter time, in front of our commentary position. Good play prior to get it down. Fox there. Hallahan goes in like a rabid dog. Ball's on the outside, picked up by Fraser. Left foot kick, great kick, and the mark taken by Gladman. Gladman plays on quickly. His team at 2 goals down. Has a player on his own, getting out and taking the mark. Drabrowski at centre half forward.
Not sure he can kick it that far, Dan. But
24 minutes gone.
Have a go.
8-9, 57 to 10-9, 69.
The Sharks are out there.
He'll get the hand pass out now. Handball over the top from Marston. Now it's taken in a low punt kick. We'll find a target. Grant got it. And James Brigden's taken the mark in the pocket. And he's the guy playing forward with Lee Paholke not there. And I'll tell you what, he probably hasn't finished off his work, but he has been...
He's been
a player who's worked very hard up
He's been
forward.
a great target.
Yeah.
He's made a contest every time. Probably should have taken a few more of those marks. But yeah, that Bedford tackle on James Hallahan, that was Sharks were out there if James got away there. So that was a super tackle from Jason Bedford.
But they can cut the margin here. He's hard on the boundary, 45-degree angle, 45 metres out. James Brigden kicks! Oh, that's a great goal!
It's a super goal.
That is in contention for the goal of the day for any time fitness.
Still think Alex has got him covered?
Oh, I think he does.
Yeah,
I think he does. But that's a great goal, an important goal, a set shot goal from a guy who's played most of his footy in defence. I mean, I think we've been a bit harsh on defenders. We've always said kicks like a backman.
We're talking about Brigden and we're talking about Corey Buchan was a backman.
Yes.
Was he not? And Mark's... Usually it's the other way around. When I couldn't get a kick forward, they put me to full back. And now you can't get a kick back, you get put forward.
Well, Brigden's a very good player.
Well, it's not necessarily that in this senior football. It's obviously we're
shootout again this quarter. 4 goals to 3 in favour of the Sharks, who lead by a goal. Now, Crode mistimes the leap, but luckily for the Sharks, the clearance is taken by Miles Paholke on the left, kicks it high towards half forward. Loose ball again. The Bombers are there with numbers. Garrett had it stripped away. Hurried kick comes in from Kenneth King towards half forward. There's Brigden again. He can't keep his feet. There's going to be a free kick. He was tackled and not in possession. Just as the Bombers were getting away.
Well, Mitch Hallahan's been nullified a bit, and then Miles Paholke's really stood up.
He certainly has. Now, the free kick, the infringer was Jason Kingsbury, who's had a good quarter, with Harnett being a bit quieter for the Bombers. This to level the scores and take the last quarter into another grandstand finish like last week on Game Changer round. High standard game. For his second goal in a couple of minutes. A little bit further out. Fairly acute angle for James Brigden to level the scores at the Sorrento Hotel end. 25 minutes gone, third quarter. He kicks.
He's pulled it.
He's across the face.
Good mark down there.
Number of defenders down there. It's kept alive. Hard on the boundary. getting the kick smothered. Walker gets it back again, taken at a tackle by Fox, who throws him over the boundary with relish.
Great tackle.
And it'll be thrown back into play. The margin still a goal in favour of the Bombers. Nearly 27 minutes played on the Frankston Jeep clock. One of our many sponsors, HP&CP Electrical Australia. Very proud to have them as our major sponsor today in our match of the day. 4th against 6th in First Division. Tap down. The Bombers 4th. Sorrento 6th. It's an 8-point game here. 1 goal in it as we get ready for the last quarter. Held up again, a secondary bounce.
We're talking 4th versus 6th, but they can. That's no. But 1st to 6th, there's nothing.
No
difference.
Not at all.
It's based on
Thrown up again. Even Drummond and Red Hill on their day, and Edie Asp. We've seen them the last couple of weeks have been pretty good. Pines had a good one against Red Hill.
Oh, what's this? He's pulled one.
He has. Yep. Yeah,
okay,
not sure about that.
First one of the day he's done that. Yeah.
Very unlucky against Walker.
I mean, I think you're going to do those, you've got to do them all day. Not just decide to pluck one in the third quarter for something to do.
This is the veteran Page. Kicks down the ground for the Bombers. High ball. Pryor up.
Good mark.
Great mark in front of Buckins. He's got a good pair of hands. He's taken 5 of those playing further up the ground. And that has been a move that has really worked for the Bombers after Buckham was very quiet in the first quarter. He turns it over. Kick low and flat and intercepted by Miles Paholke. He's having a big quarter and a big match. He's been outstanding. Little half distance pass now to Jackson. Didn't go the required distance. Back to Miles Paholke. Under some pressure. Harnett tries to smother it. Kicks inside 50. Up goes Buchan again. Floating across. Can't mark. At ground level Walker. Hand pass was blanketed. Good play to get the hand pass out Avery. Now to Page on the outside. He kicks long towards half forward. In front is Luke Brigden. Paid the mark. Brought to ground by Kingsbury. Could have nearly been a penalty against the former best and fairest winner in the competition.
He's playing full-time forward, Kingsbury, is he?
Well, he's been playing on the ball a bit. When Harnett was off and quiet, he was on the ball early in the quarter. Wobbly ball. Who's going to mark that one? As a mongrel puncher, right? Page is there at the back. Walker's there as well. May have been tackled without it. Buchan gets the footy. Floats a hand pass out wide. Good defensive hand pass. Taken by Pickus. Close to the boundary. Inside give again. Grabbed by Pryor. Pryor kicks it high. Down the line. Kingsbury had the field to beat. 4-on-1 against. Good play by the young fella. And there's going to be a free kick. Which way? It'll go the way of the Bombers. And it'll go to young Flynn Wood. Just 16 years old. He really did want to absorb the pressure. Sam Drake was good down back too. And a couple of exchanges. Kicks to half forward. Siren sounds. 3-quarter time. Yeah, absolutely, Ringer. Can't wait for a 2-point lead at half-time for the Bombers. They kick 4 goals to 3 in the third quarter, and it's 10-9-69 to 9-9-63. Growth Syndicates Australia. 3 goals to Muston and 3 goals to Harnett for the Bombers, and a couple of goals to Michael Walker and also Miles Paholke and Mitch Hallahan for Sorrento, the leading goal kickers on the ground in what has been a great game of footy.
Sorrento had 75% of the play that quarter. They just can't convert the goal. They can't score, and to the Bombers' credit, they're turning it over when they do, and they're hitting the scoreboard every time they go forward. And,
is that because they're missing Lee Paholke? I mean, I know you're not a one-man band in your forward line, but he's so important, isn't he?
I think it just comes down to habit, and you don't have Lee there, and it becomes a little bit of your whole forward line shaken up, and it's just, as I said, it's a habit thing that's gone out the window. So, and it looks crowded too. It looks like Frankston are playing a very sort of pulling right back into the defence, and then they're slingshotting off half back, and they're scoring when they go forward. They're getting one-on-ones, and they're, like Bo Muston's had a couple of one-on-ones with Alex Bird and things like that, and that really is hard to defend no matter who you are, a one-on-one, especially with someone of Bo Muston's sort of experience. So the Sharks are going to have to, if it's going to go that way again in the last quarter, they're going to have to find a way to score, otherwise Frankston are going to run away with it.
Anthony Ring for Trumans, the Vice President at the Sorrento Football Club. Thanks again for having us down here today. Great game of footy, 10-9-69 to 9-9-63. Now, we're playing for a shield today, aren't we? Certainly the Jeff Morgan shield, and also we'll find out exactly who that is.
Was that this week or last week? We played for shield last week.
It was last week, was it? Last week, yeah.
Game, yes,
the Dramana and Sorrento game, and Jeff Morgan, a legend of this club, isn't he?
Yeah, mate, irreplaceable. I found that out the hard way because I've had to find 5 people to do his jobs.
Really?
So,
5 people?
Oh, well, it's spread between about 5 of us, the amount of things he did, and it's losing a club legend like that. I think every club's probably got one or two.
Well, it's National Volunteer Appreciation Week, and that was on the front of our GameFace.
He won that award.
Facebook record today.
He won He won a volunteer award, a state or federal award of some description for volunteer. I think he did 38 years straight.
Really?
Yeah, there won't be any statue of me, mate. We've got the Jeff Morgan Gates named after Jeff over there.
Why not?
Yeah, no statue of me, unfortunately.
Well, you're doing a good job, Ringer. Look, we'll take a break. Got a big last quarter coming up. The Bombers, 10-9, 69, fourth on the ladder. 4 wins, 2 losses. The Sharks are 6, 3 wins, 3 losses, 9-9, 63. 4 goals to 3 in that quarter. And the Sharks probably coming home with what is likely to be the scoring end at the Sorrento end in the last quarter. A 1-goal lead thanks to HP&CP Electrical Australia. Get your GameFace on.
Do you want your business to grow and be recognised within community sport? Would you like to expand your business reach and branding across metropolitan Melbourne and the Mornington Peninsula? With an average reach of 50,000 people weekly across our social media accounts, an average of 100,000 monthly impressions on our digital record app, GameFace can help promote and feature your business across all of our channels. Keep in the loop with existing customers and reach out with new ones via our social media content. Here, we can place your branding on graphic design content, action photography, player interviews, even witness your branding appearing on live stream broadcasts. We can also create and curate advertisements for your business to host on your social media channels as well as ours. You can be featured in EDM newsletters, have space featured on our record app, on website, and much, much more. Our packaging tiers are affordable enough to help your business experience the GameFace touch. So get in contact with us to see how we can help you. Get your GameFace on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
Do you want your business to grow and be recognised within community sport? Would you like to expand your business reach and branding across metropolitan Melbourne and the Mornington Peninsula with an average reach of 50,000 people weekly across our...
All right, we're back. Start the last quarter. Dan has nicked off, we assume, to the toilet. So I've been left on my own. He's back. Sorry, Dan, I thought I was going to have to take over.
No. I just went out on the ground and spoke to a man I've known for a long, long time since school called Kev O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, he is a legend
one of the great men.
He's forgotten more about football than most of us will ever know.
Oh, he's a beauty, Kev, and he coached the first 18 and had a lot of success when he was in charge.
Correct.
And at Xavier, and I was the caller in '86, got a chance to start doing this, and he was the one that helped me start doing it. He just said it's Paholke on Harnett in the last quarter.
Oh,
going toe for toe, 69 to 63. Grove City gets Australia scoreboard. Bombers in front. Pryor extricates it from the contest. High kick inside 50, almost a screamer. Not quite hung on that occasion.
Yeah, well,
that would have been a beauty by Heratuku, and that would have been our mark of the day, thanks to O'Brien Real Estate. We will check around the grounds too for Jeff Wignall forward in a minute as well. Thrown up 40 metres out. They're 1 goal in front, the Bombers. Heratuku wins it down. Getting away from the contest. Paholke has been superb. Kicks the Sharks to the wing. Gladman held on to by Pickus. Pickus has taken on a tackle. Got rid of it, and then Brigden just threw the boot at it and puts it over the boundary. James Brigden. Front of our commentary position. Good contest between Gladman and Pickus. Quickly around the ground. Bond Beach 83. Hines 22. Frankston YCW 80. 29 is Rosebud. EDF 71, Red Hill 84. It's been title day. Mount Eliza 54 in front of Dramana 39. Out of the contest goes Brett Sutton off the edge of the boot inside 50. Great kick. And Heratuku takes the mark.
Brett Sutton is our Chief Health Medical Officer. That's Dale Sutton.
Dale Sutton, sorry. Dale Sutton. Correct.
I don't know. Brett might be able to play.
Isn't it? There's another Brett, isn't there, that plays at Somerville? Yes, Dale Sutton, I should say. Sorry about that. I've been calling him Dale all day, but they are brothers.
That's a big
now, Heratuku, that kick's coming back. It's back and home.
Big kick.
It was heading left and it's gone right. Snuck home. That is a huge goal for the Bombers by the big fella Heratuku. He's first today, 6th for the season. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. And that gives them a 2-goal break now. The Bombers 11-9-75 to 9-9-63. We've played 2 minutes in the final quarter. Second division for O'Brien Real Estate.
Important goal. That one. First goal of the last quarter. Gives them a nice little buffer.
Mornington 119. Crib Point 51. Pearsdale 62. Hastings 8-19-67. Could Pearsdale cause another upset? 103 Somerville. Devon Meadows 58. Not having a good day today, Devon. Tired 38. And 98 is the score of Chelsea. They've got away in that game. Coringal 33, Seaford 71, and they've just started between Ryan Lang, Warren Langy by a point. Now, good play by Chase Harris to get the ball to his brother Seth. Hands and knees, hand pass on the up now to Pickus. They'll clear again the Bombers towards half forward. Up goes Kingsbury Cartmarket at the back. Jackson. Great dancing feet around an opponent. Gets it to Miles Paholke. Uploaded. Kicks inside 50. But again, the Bombers have got the numbers down back. Good mark by Drake, who's been as solid as a house today. He kicks across the goal face, and that's a nice kick, and he picks out a teammate who takes the mark at half-back.
Miles is he's really putting his influence on the game, isn't he?
Yeah, it's Ryan Marks Logan in short to Dale Sutton.
Sutton's had a lot of the ball
He's been very good too at half-back, averaging over 25 possessions a game this year for Premier Data. Big fist over the line and out of bounds.
And that's the thing with teams with depth, like Corey Buchan looks to have hurt himself there, which is a big loss. But, you know, you get someone like they go to Mitch and it frees up someone like, you know, and same with Hartnett and Sutton and Kingsbury and the depth in the midfield. It makes it hard to go man on man. One
of the big discrepancies in the Premier Data stats is that the Bombers third in marks with 478 and your team before today, Anthony, 10th at 272. Here's an opportunity now for Fox. He got stripped of the hand pass. Hallahan says, get out of the way. Mitch Hallahan decides to centre the ball towards the wing. Good contest on the wing. I reckon Bird's been great. Handballs at close quarters to King. A little bit surprised, Ethan King. Kicks to half forward now. 2-on-1 against. Socket by Easy. That was handy. Waiting at the back, Gladman. Can he grab it? He's taken in a tackle. Good defence by the Bombers. Marks Logan puts it over the line. He nearly got out, Shannon Gladman. And Marks Logan does well.
I don't think he realised he was there.
Quickly.
Snuck up on him like a librarian, as though it's
one of the great lines.
Dennis Committee would say.
Finds Chapman kicks long down the line to Sutton. Had it fisted away late by Jackson. Imo Jackson puts it over the line. Just behind the wing. Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 11-point lead. 11-9-75 to 9-10-64. Wonderful contest.
Yeah, it could go anyway. It's 11 points, but it still feels
like
they've
not been in front all day. They did level the scores in the third quarter, the home team, the Sharks. Prior the tap, defensive tap on this occasion. Taken now by Chapman. High kick down the line. Trying to get out of Mark Grant, who's been good. Just couldn't quite hang on. Off hands and over the boundary, though, just outside defensive 50 for Sorrento. One of the veterans in this side, although he's younger than he looks. Like a friend of mine, he's gone grey young.
He went grey at about 18, I think.
Did he really? Well, I went bald at about 18. Can't grow grass on a busy street. Boundary throw in on the wing. I need to come up with a new line, I think. Yeah. Thrown back into play. Our boss, Glenn Carter, said that about 1,000 times. Two-handed slap down by Crony. Follows up nicely. Got the hand pass to Drabowski. Drabowski kicks to half forward. Corp couldn't mark but recovers well at ground level. Swings around the body. High kick inside 50. But it drops short and rooting it nicely. He's certainly had a huge influence, Mark Slogan. He went forward for about 10 minutes in the third quarter. And then he was shifted back to help in defence as Sorrento were just driving it inside 50. And again, been one of the better players on the ground for the Bombers, who lead by 11 points, looking for their 4th win in a row. Kicks beautifully to the wing. What a kick that is. Harnett, one of the best men on the ground for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Nice kick to half forward, low and flat. And Hiratuku lunges forward the big man. You can hear the ground thud here at Dave McFarlane Reserve.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He's a huge, huge man, and he marks it right half forward.
Yeah, no, it's hard to defend when it gets delivered to his knees as a backman.
Trying to make the margin 17 points. I think the distance will
be a tough ask if he puts this through for the Sharks.
He's on about a 30-degree angle. He veers in a bit on the left. He kicks long, across the face a bit. That's nearly got to be a free kick to...
Holding the man, Marston, I think.
Yes, Nick Marston gets the free kick. He was held back, trying to juggle a mark in the back pocket. He'll take that free kick. Marston goes across the face. Dangerous kick. It's the target of James Hallahan. Kicks down the line again, looking to run onto it. Miles Paholke gets it, gets confronted. Should have handballed to Jackson, wants to take on an opponent, then he gets tackled. Turns it over, wrong option. Harnett ends up with it now, breaks the tackle. And then he's tackled late, but he still gets the hand pass out to Beaumuston, who's kicked 3. Beaumuston chips a kick into the middle of the ground. Grabbed by Newton, feeds it out now towards Pryor. Pryor on the left, kicks the Bombers long to fall forward. 1-on-4 against Kingsbury. Close to the boundary line. And then there's a snap at goal.
Greeley.
I thought that was out of bounds. Greeley did well to keep that alive.
Eddie Betts
something out of nothing, and it just hits the right goalpost. I thought that I'd given up the ghost on that
so
one.
Did I, and he just picked it up and threw it on the boot from the pocket.
Back into play, Grant, but he's turned it over. It had too much on it. And then Greeley
he's got another
takes
chance.
the mark. It's intended for Fraser. Chapman intercepted. And this is a shot at goal now, which might make it very, very hard. Jake Greeley, not sure he's got the distance on him, but he can get it right into the teeth of goal. Bombers have got numbers back. Sorrento have got defenders back at the Sorrento Hotel Inn. The margin 2 goals. Jake Greeley been very good. 50 metres out. Across the face again. Off hands. That behind, though, might be very, very vital. 13-point lead now. 11-11, 77 to 9-10, 64. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Grant in again. Kicks better on this occasion. Low and flat. Hits Corp on the chest at half-back. Corp will come inside, and he looks for Gardner. There's a free kick, is there? Free kick off the play.
Kingsbury.
Oh, that is a coach killer. That is a coach killer.
I didn't see what even happened, but
no.
I saw
Jason Kingsbury will take the free kick.
Might have just been a hip and shoulder or something. He's hit the deck, and the umpires decided to pull the whistle out.
Well, this will be their biggest lead since they were 3-2, 20 to nothing in the opening 15 minutes. They've absorbed so much pressure. Scores were level in the third quarter. Kingsbury with his free kick, 40 metres out. He kicks the goal and he loves it. So do the Bombers supporters. As we said, Ringer, that could be a real coach killer at Dave McFarlane Reserve on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 12-11-83 to 9-10-64. Great goal to Jason Kingsbury for the Bombers.
I didn't say who it was or exactly what happened, but that's just sort of unexcusable in a sense.
Well, it's deflating, isn't it?
Yeah, the rest of your team's busting their butt to keep you in the contest, and then I'm not sure who it was or exactly what happened, but yeah, unfortunately, the umpire decided to pull the whistle out, and
the old-fashioned coaching.
Bombers have been on top this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. The old-fashioned coaching, you'd rip the player off the ground probably, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Ron Barassi would, no doubt he would.
Well, under Don Scott, when I was a young fella, he would be off the ground in a heartbeat.
No doubt. Pryor taps it down. Out of the middle goes Sutton. Slips the tackle. Feeds a hand pass over the top. Kingsbury has been tough as old boots today. had the hand pass whipped away by Paholke's kick was partially smothered. Pickus in the road does well. Gets the hand pass to Fox. Gets it back to Mark Slogan. Swings a kick around the body. Towards Kingsbury again. Kingsbury read the drop. Couldn't take the mark. It posted Jackson of the Sharks. They need a little bit more support down there, though, the Sharks. Spills out the back now. Bird throws it on the boot. Kicks the half forward. Good mark taken at the back, though. Playing on quickly, Mark Logan. Brought to ground. Handball comes out again. One of the Harris boys, young Seth, the younger one, the 17-year-old, kicks down the line. Looking for Harnett. Has 2 to beat. Can't beat them on this occasion. Normally has all day. Falls back to Sutton.
Again.
Tried to break the tackle. Handballs to Harnett. Hard on the boundary. Gets Scragg. Kicks long to full forward. No mark taken. Ball slips to the front. Here's Greeley. Beats 1. Beats 2. Greeley shoots. Greeley goals. That might nearly be it.
That's it. He's a great...
Wonderful play by Greeley. He just burst his way through like the parting of the Red Sea at Sorrento. And the sea's not too far away, of course. 13-11-89 to 9-10-64. 10 gone. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and the Bombers mean business.
He's had a super day, Greeley. He hasn't done anything... flashier, and he just does all the hard. He gets to every contest. He influences, and he's putting a score on the board too. He's been great.
Well, you've got to get your thinking cap on for the BOG, for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Yep. Need the next one now, the Sharks. Biggest lead of the match now for the Bombers. Pryor, they're starting to win the centre bounces. Hand pass came out from Harnett again. They get the ball going forward once more, but the defence is okay on this occasion, and Bird, arguably, Sorrento's best player today, has been superb at halfback, for mine anyway. He kicks towards the wing. Harnett is up! Takes the mark of the day for O'Brien's Real Estate. He came from nowhere, Alex Harnett. Popped up like a sprinkler head to take an outstanding mark. In short now to Greeley.
Our man again.
Oh, how good's he been? Greeley at half forward. Half distance pass again. Kicks the full forward. Crashing the pack, Heratuku. Spills to the back. Out of the defence goes Bird. Scrambling kick, no good. Picked up by Heratuku. Slips. Gets it to full forward. Handball comes close towards the goal square. Here's a chance for Newton. Under pressure. Spun around in a tackle. Tries to get the hand pass out. The Bombers keep it alive again. But once again, they try and clear out of defence through Grant, the Sharks. Quick handball comes down the line from Miles Paholke's kick. But once again, they've got numbers at the back, and Fox will take the mark.
Just
on the wing.
Bombing it out of the back line too.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of Bomber numbers. It's
because they're panicking.
Under pressure.
They're 25 down, and they know that time's running out on the Frankston Jeep clock. 13 gone in the last quarter. They're 25 points in arrears, the Sharks. Big kick. Heratuku!
Yep.
Second in line. Takes the mark. And if they need one to put it beyond doubt or put the icing on the cake, the big fella can do it here for the Bombers. What a win this would be for them.
They've defended him pretty well, but he's taken a couple of crucial marks, and if he can convert here, it's going to be very hard from the Sharks from 5 goals down, I think, now.
Absolutely. 30 metres out, directly in front. Khan Heratuku kicks the goal. 14-11-95. The Sharks now 9-10-64, maybe in percentage saving mode at the 13.5-minute mark of the last quarter on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And I think there's been a hammy here. I think Josh Chapman might have done a hammy. Or was it just cramp?
It looked like he did it as he was running off.
Yes, yeah, correct.
I know he's all right. Just a cramp. I thought he was sprinting to come off and done a hammy.
So 2 goals to Heratuku, 7 for the season. Back in the centre again. They're just winning all the clearances at will now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Harnett's there laying a tackle. Picked up now by the young fellow Wood. Kicks them long inside. 50! There's Heratuku again, just using his ample frame to push his opponent out of it. Reading the drop of the ball, marking on his chest. Slight angle, and this will certainly put the icing on the cake as they're just going forward at will now. Big win coming up for the Bombers to make it 5-2. We've spoken about them being premiership favourites, and up until today, haven't really put it together for 4 quarters.
This is they're really putting their foot down now.
Heratuku for his 3rd, point blank range over the goal umpire's cap. 3 last quarter goals to the big fellow from Port Melbourne. 15-11-101, 9-10-64, and the margin has blown out all of a sudden. 5 goals to none to 37 points.
Yes, remnants of Bomb Beach the other week did the same thing to Sorrento in the last quarter. So it's it's disappointing from a Sorrento point of view, but for Bombers, it's a lot of run late in the game. It's very good.
Let's go around the grounds. Bomb Beach 116, Pines 28. Frankston YCW 111 to Rosebud 29, thanks to Jeff Wignall forward. Edith Vale 78, Red Hill have got away 104. Mount Eliza 55, Dramana 39, a low-scoring scrap. Here's a chance for Sorrento going forward, but Marks Logan from behind outmarks Ieezy. What a good second half he's had. Very happy president of Frankston Bombers, Jay Smith, walks past me as well. Big kick towards the wing. Corper's up, he's battled his backside off. Pryor gets his hands free. Handballs now to the young fellow Wood. Wood has pushed off the footy but still does well to try and knock it forward. Hands and knees, hand pass comes out to Fox from Kingsbury. Now to Wood, now defensive give to Garrett. Awkward left foot kick to half forward. Almost to mark there to Seth Harris. Bouncing off to Miles Paholke. Gives it to James Hallahan. Tackled late. Wobbly ball to the wing. Oh, big mark taken by young Garrett.
Yeah, great mark.
Takes the mark in front of our commentary position. His dad, a legend of the club. Games record holder mark. And he marks on the wing with that left foot kick, which is awkward but reasonably effective. Bouncing ball to half forward. Miles Paholke's there again.
He's
in a standing tackle. Good hand pass Jackson. On the up now to James Brigden. Takes them on, runs through the centre. They're 31 points in arrears. Kicks to half forward. But Sam Drake cuts it off again. Circumvents it. Then feeds a hand pass over the top to Pickus. I should say it was Chase Harris to Pickus. They look a bit alike. Pickus marks at half back. He delivers down the ground. Gee, I like this young kid. Wood,
Yeah,
he's only 16.
He's the composure with his ball in hand as well. It's great.
Big body, and look at that for a pass. But he turns it over.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't
It
see.
looked good off the boot to Matt Harris, but chipping in is Jackson. Jackson in short now to Mitch Hallahan, who's tried really hard. 37 points the margin, 101 to 64. High kick inside 50. Well done, Drake again. Puts
He's
it
a
over the
super
boundary.
one-on-one defender, Sam Drake.
He is an outstanding defender. Opposed to Fraser on that occasion, and he just lent across without giving away the free kick and put the
He
ball
got
over the boundary.
out-bodied and still managed to get across with the fist. Yeah, the Bombers have really found another gear in this last quarter, and I think the other opposition clubs will be on notice after this.
Injury update for Trumans. Luke Tapp's got off with a hammy.
Was it a hamstring? Was it?
Yeah,
I
I've
didn't
spoken
see
to
it.
him.
Yep.
Spoke to him just as he came off, and he said he was in great nick too. He's very frustrated.
Oh, I can imagine. He's worked very hard.
He has. It's been tough, the injuries that he's had. Corp to Gladman. Pushed off the footy, couldn't get boot to ball. Fox has been good. He releases Drake. Drake now on the outer side. A high ball towards the wing. Good contest at ground level. Then Seth Harris couldn't take the mark, but their tackling is still as good as it's been all day when the margin's been 1 point, and they hold it up once more. Anthony Ring's still running the club with all the keys being thrown by members of the committee, but that's fine. That's what he's here for. We thank him so much. Avery stands up at a tackle. Gets the hand pass out to Greeley. Another one goes towards Chase Harris. Looks for brother Seth, but has it whacked away, and the boundary line's too close. 64 to 101. How are you feeling, Ringer? It's just a tough old day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's frustrating. It's that's the first half of the first quarter, and then now the first half of the last quarter, and it's cost us probably eight goals, really, hasn't it?
Boundary throw-in.
But
Crode wasn't in the contest. Greeley's there again.
Yeah,
Close to best on ground. High kick to half forward. Oh, gee. Harnett and Grant both collided with each other. There's a shot at goal as Newton rows it expertly and puts another one through. A candidate for goal of the day. Most of the goals have been candidate for the Anytime Fitness goal of the day. It could have been almost one of the marks of the year or O'Brien mark of the day for either Harnett or Grant, who, well, careered into each other on the outer side, both going for the footy.
it's Harnett and Greeley for me. I've got.
Yeah, they've been brilliant.
It's going to be hard to split those two.
Yeah,
I tell
absolutely.
You. I think Hartnett's kicked 3, has he?
He has.
Going to be a hard one.
But even when Harnett was quiet and Sorrento were coming in the third quarter, Kingsbury went in, did the
Yeah,
job.
he did.
Fox was doing the job.
Stood up
Sutton
for
was
a
doing
quarter
the
or
job.
two. Yep, their depth is really
Yeah, it
good.
is. It is. I mean, we always thought they had a very good team once it got going. It's got going today. Kingsbury taken in a tackle by Fraser, and I thought Fraser
was
dislodged
stiff.
it in the free kick,
Yeah,
in the
that
tackle,
was-
and should have
that
been his free kick, but it goes against him.
Yeah, that was umpire just wrong-sided there. And
He's been okay too, Fraser, since joining the club, Ring.
no, he's great. He's tough as nails. He's bought right in. Yeah, he's a great acquisition.
Long kick by Kingsbury. Deep into the pocket. No mark taken. Waiting at the back is Marston off hands and gets the hand pass out now to Drabowski. Feeds a hand pass now to Mitch Hallahan. Has not stopped trying. Half back outer side. Drills a ball down the wing on the outer side of the ground. Corpse there again. Picks the footy up.
Out of
and
bounds.
it was out of bounds just as he threw it on the boot into an open forward line, which hasn't seen much action after probably being the scoring in for three quarters.
It was, wasn't
at
it?
the Sorrento end.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, look at it's
16, 11, 107 to 9, 64.
They've weathered the storm. Like Sorrento had a lot of play in that third quarter, and they managed to weather it and pile on a couple of goals themselves.
21 points. Boundary throw in again. From behind the tap. Now Miles Paholke receives a hand pass on the outside, drives it long and hits the post. Played probably his best game for the club today.
This is his best game for the year, definitely, young Miles. And that just shows Frankston when Miles and Mitch have both had a game and they're still getting beaten.
Do you think he'll look at AFL again?
Who's that, Miles?
Yeah.
Look, he might go back to VFL next year. Depends if he can play like this. He's a chance.
He was a bit unlucky, wasn't he? I mean, they had a few a bit like him.
I think there's a lot of people in his position in AFL that just don't get their opportunities.
No.
And it's unfortunate. Your childhood dreams to get to the AFL and you get there and you don't get those opportunities that you think you might deserve. And he's come back. He's got his chin up and he's trying his hardest.
Of course he is. Ryan Marks Logan took the, Drake took the mark in the back pocket, kicks long, and James Brigden outmarks. He's gone back into the back line. Wobbly mongrel punt, but it might be a finger breaker that could land in the fingers of Shannon Gladman, who's close to the boundary. Tries to get a hand pass out. In the road is Bedford in the long sleeve for the Bombers. Locks it up. The crowd saying, sorry, we're in the road. That's all right. No dramas.
The great
Think
Tom
I can
Lynch's
lean out
dad.
and have a look.
That's Tom Lynch's dad, Peter.
Stay there, Peter. It's all right. Thrown up again at half forward. Open-handed slap close to the boundary. Left foot kick. Goes out of bounds on the full by Greeley. And James Hallahan with the free kick at half forward. Not taller than I thought, James. He did play on Dustin Martin in an under-18 match all those years ago.
Yes, he certainly did. Yeah, I've heard that story a few times, Dan.
Yeah. Kicks long to fall forward. There's a good mark. Hasn't been enough of that today for the Sharks, but a big, big mark taken by Miles Paholke.
Yeah,
I think he's been outstanding today.
He plays very tall, Miles.
He does.
For someone that's only 6'1", he plays as a tall.
One of the marks of the day for O'Brien Real Estate.
Yeah, he's been super today. Unfortunately, we can't get the win for him, but it's good to see him up and going. So
for the first goal of the last quarter, the margin 42 points at the 23-minute mark. He kicks the goal, 10-11-71. 16-11, 107, margin 36 points.
Someone as optimistic as BT would still give them a chance with 8 minutes left.
Well, no, I mean, they tend to say that the commentators... And
a goal a minute, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't... Well, that's what Lee Matthews has always said. Yeah. He said if you lead by, let's say, 5 goals and there's less than 5 minutes left, you can't win the game.
Correct.
But, I mean, you've got to understand the commentators want a close game. And I think that the supporters are hard when they're on their social media pages saying, BT hates us, Bruce hates us or whatever, Hamish hates us. But they don't. What they want is a close game. I mean, every game I did, I was always hoping for a close game. When the Bulldogs were playing, I was as nervous as a cat in a hot tin roof, hoping they might win. But I still had to try and call it as you see it. Unparochially as I possibly could. Some would say I didn't, but that's their opinion.
It's not an easy job.
No, here's Bedford. He gets a little hand pass out. Throwing it on the boot is Garrett. Loose ball on the wing, picked up by James Hallahan. Gets away from Bedford. Gives him the don't argue, and then a great tackle by Kingsbury that forces a turnover. Newton a hand pass. Chapman straight down the middle. He's a long, long, long kick. Getting back is Seth Harris. And James Brigden's there as well, and it bounces through for a behind at the Sorrento Hotel end.
Great tackle by Kingsbury on
brilliant.
He was out then, James.
Back into play over the head of Newton. Waiting at the back now, Daniel Grant has been steady today. In front of the Grey City Gets Australia scoreboard, has a trot and a bounce. Approaches half forward, kicks inside 50. Getting up Miles Paholke, couldn't take the mark. Great spoil by Ryan Marks Logan like his life depended on it. And the margin was either level or they were 1 point up or down. Puts it over the boundary at the 24.5-minute mark of the last quarter.
He's one of those, Kingsbury's always been, for me personally, one of those local footy players I enjoy watching the way he goes about the footy. Yeah. And I mean, every team's sort of got a player you like watching.
37-point lead for the Bombers for their 5th win of the season. And they'll put the cat among the pigeons regarding their premiership chances. With Rosebud going down again today, their 4th loss in a row. We'll check those scores shortly for O'Brien Real Estate. For Jeff Wignall forward. High kick down the wing. No mark taken off hands. Matt Harris at the fall. Feeds a hand pass out the back now to Newton. Taken by Chapman. Throws it on the boot. Not a great kick. And it's all the Sharks at the back. Jabrowski in short will receive. Handball's back to Marston, who kicked it to him. Just behind the centre circle. We'll get to those scores in a minute. Thank you, Ringer. Nice kick to Hallahan. Takes the mark on the second grab, opposed to Bedford. They've had a good battle. Kicks it low and flat inside 50. Mark missed by Brigden. He can pick it up and snap. Jimmy Boy to the left-hand side of behind.
He's had a lot of opportunities, hasn't
he? 10-12-72.
I think he's been good.
16-12-108 on even 6-goal margin.
Oh, he's kicked it.
He's kicked it, has he? I thought he missed it. That's a great goal.
For all money, that looked like it missed.
Well, 11-11-77.
Just the angle. I think it's the angle we're on here. He snapped. It must have curved around that post.
Well, that's one of the goals of the day. 16-12-108.
Throw the goal of the day up there, Dan.
Bomb Beach 117. Pines 28 around the grounds for Jeff Wignall forward. We know the Sorrento score. Margin 31 points. Frankston YCW 111. Rosebud 42. That defence is just the best in the comp.
Yep.
Edithvale Aspendale 84. Red Hill 105. Red Hill to have their 3rd win of the season. Mount Eliza 55 over Dramana 39. Margin 16 points. And in 2nd division, thank you, boys. Mornington 158. Crib Point 64. Pearcedale 63. Hastings have got away 96. Somerville 121 as Mitch Hallahan has the footy in front of us here. Devon Meadows 66. Tyre 39. Chelsea 131. Karingal 51, Seaford 92, and Langwarren early in that match 19-6. And another goal is
Mickey Walker.
Mickey Walker kicks his 3rd. They kick 2 in a row at the very end. Is there still time?
There must be 2 or 3 minutes left, I reckon.
25 points. Have kicked the last 2. 12-11-83 to 16-12-108.
Consolation goals.
Yeah.
No, Frankston really put the first quarter. They really stamped it, and then they've come out with the first 10 minutes of the last quarter and. Really blew the Sharks out of the water.
3rd goal for Michael Walker.
He's had a good day, hasn't he, for a young fella? Good to see the young kids in these sort of games with a lot of big names influencing the game. For Frankston have got those couple of Harris and the other young boys.
3 goals to Khan Hiratuka in the last quarter. Harnett out of the middle, goes long. It could be an open goal. It'll be let through for a goal. Well, he kicked one that was goal of the day. That might be another one. The long bomb from 55.
And that might seal the player of the day.
I think so. Wonderfully shepherded through.
Super goal. Great. That was from inside the square, I think.
By Harry Pryor, and Alex Harnett has gone bang on. Very heavy legs late in the day. Margin back out to 31. In a high-scoring game. Been a good game of footy. 17-12, 1-1-4. They haven't stopped trying, the Sharks. 12-11-83. Grove City gets Australia's scoreboard. Most of the game's a bit one-sided today. But they've made a statement. Greeley, another clearance. Kicks to half forward for the Bombers. No mark taken. Jackson goes through. He's exciting. Gets a hand pass out. Missed, though, by the Sharks. They have to lay a tackle in the middle of the ground. They do well to ensure that Matty Harris can't get away, who pinched it from the man that laid the tackle. And that was Fraser, who wins it now and works his way through. Haven't seen much of Jake Steinhardt in the second half either. Good hands by Kenneth King.
He must be off.
And then there's a snap at goal again by the Sharks. Long to fall forward. Might be a free kick. Is there? Which way is it going? Going the way of the Bombers.
They've got to let those ones go, don't they? They're both holding each other.
Yeah, they were.
No, Jakey Steinhardt must have hurt himself. He's not on the over. I didn't even realise he's not on the ground. So that's with Tapscott and Steinhardt out, that's a couple of big injuries. Hopefully they're not both too bad.
Well, Gardner snapped and it wasn't far away from being a goal. Kick back into play finds Page, who's such an important member of this side. Been a former captain, just leading from the front in the back half. Goes wide again to Chapman. In short now to Avery, one of the inclusions today. Kobe Villas still to come back in this side, and Amelfi both out. Villas with concussion, Amelfi with a calf. They kick down the line. Bo Muston kicked 3. Did his job early.
Jared Grant
will come back next week, of course.
Has he missed one? He's got 2 weeks, hasn't he?
He's got 2. This will be second, won't it?
Right. I'm not sure.
Jackson steps around an opponent. Kicks to half forward. Up goes Miles Paholke disappointed with himself. Probably had a chance to mark that unopposed. Couldn't hang on to it. And it's almost out of bounds at the 30-minute mark. 31-point lead to the Bombers. Had a big last quarter.
And they've been good.
7 goals to 3 after the margin was 6 points.
They deserve to win.
At three-quarter time. Sorrento never hit the front all day. They levelled it at one stage in the third quarter. Kick inside 50 for the Sharks. Phil Gladman couldn't mark, recovers well. Kicks high. 2-on-1 against Iese. Drake gets back. Close to the goal line. Siren, great win, Bombers. Great win by the Bombers. They get a point right on, or behind right on the Siren, the Sharks. The margin will be an even 5 goals. 12-12, 84 to 17-12, 114. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And they led all day. As I say, the scores were level at one stage in the third quarter by the Sharks, but they got on top late in the game. They've got one injury at this stage, the Bombers. Steinhardt and also Tapscott are injured for Sorrento. Corey Buchan's a player that's come off after being so good in the third quarter, going back at half-back after also spending time at half-forward, taking some very important marks, but he's on a crutch and he looks like he's hurt his ankle, and if he's out for some time, it'll be a bit of a loss. But then again, they've got Jared Grant that can replace him.
They've got some players coming back. So that's a super win for the Bombers down here at Sorrento on away. That's they've really stamped their sort of slow start to the year for them. They were talked up in the pre-season. They were talked probably as flag favourites, really.
Well, today's the first day I reckon they've played 4 quarters.
They've played, and when they have played, they nullified Sorrento in that third quarter when we had all the play, and they really stood up and defended well, scored a couple of goals, and then ran away in the last quarter. And I think as an opposition, if you've got all the play and you can't score, it really is it sort of hurts when then they start scoring the other way.
Is your best footy in front of you, or the injuries biting too much?
Look, I don't like to blame injuries, but obviously it does take a big effect when you lose some top end players. Now without. Looks like Luke and Jake have done some significant injuries. It does make it much tougher when you lose those top-end players. And, look, hopefully over the next few weeks we can get everyone back on the park. But we'll keep battling away. And it's just good to play every week and still not know, who's going to win and who's going to lose. And
8 goal kickers for the Bombers today, and Heratugu kicked 3 in the last quarter. Harnett kicked 3.
And he's, as far as I'm concerned,
best
he's the
on
player
ground.
of the match. Yep.
Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South, BOG.
That last goal might have just taken it off young Greeley. I reckon Greeley and him
could
split it. They were both super, yep. And Sutton stood up when he had to. Kingsbury stood up when he had to.
Drake very good in defence as well.
Heratugu stood up in that last quarter and kicked a couple of vital goals. So the Bombers... they'll be spreading the votes around a lot, I think. Today.
And Miles Paholke, best?
It was great to see Miles play a good game like he did today. James Brigden was good, I thought.
Very good.
Forward and back. Alex Bird was good down back. Daniel Grant was great. Mitch Hallahan battles every week. He does. Probably still had his 25 or 30. Yeah. So, look, there's some positives to take out of it, but, a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do, and getting some games into these young fellas that haven't played a lot of senior footy, and try and really get some games into them and experience. So when the heat's on, they can stand up a bit.
Positives though, the under-19's going okay, and the reserves have been competitive. You got close today.
Yeah, look, it's 3 weeks ago. The reserves we were very shocking, mate. So last 3 weeks have been really good. Or 2 weeks. So there are some positives, and the 19s are very competitive.
You seem to have enough points in the salary cap. How much? 26 today. Yeah. How much work would it take to get Daisy Thomas fit? How much work, if he had time? If he had, I know he's got a lot of commitments with Triple M, with his media commitments as well, and also the betting show.
I think someone of his talent, give him a month, and he can get the fitness to play a role.
Have you asked him?
To be perfectly honest, no. Haven't even had the discussion with him. But the way we're dropping, it might be something we'd have to do. But look, we're losing Turnbull and Hughesy and these sort of guys.
Till he's 100% fit, you could play him deep in that forward zone, and with his craft and with his fit, with his competitive instinct, I reckon he could be very, very handy.
Yeah, well, it might be a phone call I have to make then.
You might have to ring. You know him well. We saw a good picture of you during the week on the footy show, but it'd be great to have him back. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Now, our goal of the day, and we've talked it up all day, Anytime Fitness, there have been some wonderful goals. Alex Harnett's goal down here in the third quarter might have just beaten the long bomb from 60 metres, or Mitch Hallahan's snap off the stoppage.
I think just the game Alex had, he sort of he has to take both. I reckon he's that one. That is the hard. I train here. I've probably trained 1,000 times here and played, and that is the hardest pocket to kick a goal from. So
and does he win mark of the day as well for O'Brien Real Estate when he pinched it? He came from nowhere when he was trying to make the contest.
To be honest, I thought Miles's pack mark.
Yeah, that was a great mark.
That came from behind about 6 blokes and managed to jump in front of Nick Corp and Mark Slogan and take a great mark. So
excellent.
Give Alex can have a rest from winning things.
I think so. He's won just about everything. Great win today by the Bombers. 5-2 now. Yep. They're right in the mix. They've won 4 in a row. 17-12, 1-1-4 to 12-12, 84 on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Our major sponsor today, HP&CP Electrical. I might just get Tommy to check some scores before we go. Thanks to O'Brien's Real Estate. Both Ringer and Tommy have got better phones than I ever will in my life. Second Division, Mornington. Full time have beaten Crib Point by 94 points, 158 to 64. Pearsdale going down to Hastings by 33 as Hastings keep their finals chances alive. Big win to Somerville, starting to find some form with a lot of injuries. 55-point winners over Devon Meadows. They've still got some work to do. Tyab thrashed in the end by Chelsea by 109 points as Chelsea stay in the finals hunt and get a percentage booster. Coringal in trouble now, 3 wins, 5 losses. Seaford making it another big win for them, their 4th consecutive victory. 41-point win over Coringal and early days, and we'll keep you updated. You can get onto the GameFace app. Lang Warren over Rye by 13 points. And in First Division, Bond Beach have had a very big win over disappointing Pines by 89 points, 117 to 28. We know the score here, 30-point winners to Bombers over Sorrento. Frankston YCW have beaten Rosebud, another big loss to Rosebud, and they've kept the team to under 50 points again. What a good defence they are.
They're kicking big scores every week.
Yeah, and the opposition can't score against them. It's the best defence in the comp. I know I keep talking them up, but they're so well organised.
They are very well coached and well set up down there with Credlin and everyone back there. It's hard to defence to
69 points. Good win by Red Hill. All of us had written them off, but they got a few back today. Neither failed battle manfully. It's going to be a win to Red Hill. They'll lead by 21 points. And Mount Eliza again finding a way. What a good season they're having. Well. Only 1 loss so far this year. They've beaten Dramana by 16 points. Thank you very much, Ringer. Thanks for all your help.
Dan.
Now,
thank you for having
your major sponsors today and your major sponsors at your club. Look, obviously, Hotel Sorrento.
Yeah, Hotel Sorrento, or myself, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, Sotheby's are great.
Tell us about yourself.
Oh, everyone knows. It's just like earth moving. That's me. So, but look, it's not about me. We've got a great bunch of Neds have come on board. They've been great, and a lot of smaller local guys have jumped on board. Builders like Tim McLaren Builders, Baked in Sorrento, Williams Group. These are all local guys that have jumped on as well, as long as some of the bigger sort of corporate sponsors. So it's nice to have a great, Daniel Grant, he's a great sponsor, the Grant Electronics boys and the Leighton Builders. They all, it's great to have a good, the big corporations are great for every club. I think they've all got a few.
Yep.
But having the core local guys is sort of, put their hand in their pockets is what makes a good club great, I reckon. So
I appreciate your time, Ringer. It's great that you've been also able to organise Tom Lynch and Don Scott, two of the greats of the AFL, to come in. We thank Red Onion for providing the footage. Tommy, as usual, always does a great job, looks after me so well. Great man, Tommy. I think his Blues might have had a win today too to stay in the finals race. Yep. Their 4th win of the year over the Hawks. Thanks to Glenn Carter for making it possible. It's been great being here today. 30-point win for the Bombers, 17-12, 1-1-4 to 12-12. 84. We'll have a lot of local junior footy tomorrow, especially in the Yarra Junior Footy League. I'll be at Bundoora. Looking forward to your company then. And always get your game face on.